Previously on Ease. The hero Adol Christian defeats the priest Dark Fact at the top of the Dharm Tower. A beam of light sends him to a mysterious world. This world is the floating land of Ease. We learn of the Mundoria ruins nearby, containing 6 goddess statues with their hands held out waiting for something. Adol, having 6 books from his recent adventure, places one on the hands of each of the statues. A pathway opens up through an icy mountain and an average Australian village. We eventually reach the top of Ease, the Solomon Shrine, a shrine that's been taken over by some pretty evil people, offering continuous sacrifices. The black hooded man we've been running into turns out to be Dallas. Using his transformation ability, Adol is able to gather crucial information on the Solomon Shrine's inhabitants. We destroy the black hooded man Dallas, and at long last we meet the goddesses. The young woman Fina we rescued from a shrine in Asteria, and the local troubadour Rhea turned out to be the goddesses of Ease, the real deal. With all our powers together, they open a gate for the final battle and take on Dharm himself. Dharm has been guarding the Black Pearl, being the source of all magic in Ease and Asteria. Not wanting to give it up, he puts up one hell of a fight. As we win, we find out all the friends we've made throughout this adventure have been descendants of the 6 ancient priest families of Ease. Everybody comes together to welcome us. Fina and Rhea, the goddesses of Ease, now promise to protect the Black Pearl in Solomon Shrine for the rest of time. Adol Christian returns to his new ovulating girlfriend and prepares for the next adventure. Wait, what's going on here? Ease Origins? That's not the next game in this series! You started with the first 2! You gotta play them in order! Yeah, I know, okay? Let me explain. I first became interested in this entire series through this amazing article written by a group called Digital Emelas. Or maybe I pronounced that wrong. They have this amazing write-up on the whole series, and they present 2 ways of experiencing the games. One is in their obvious release order. The second is the so-called story order that allows for best absorption of the story and recognition of the connections between the games. I'm sure some diehards might be frantically tapping right now about how this order seems silly so far, but there's an extremely solid write-up here written by some serious fans, and I am willing to take their recommendation, and I've chosen this for presenting them forward in YouTube form. If you have questions on the specifics, or you want to spoil what video might come out next, there's a link in the description. But I would ask for those who can stand it to simply trust the process. Man, these main menu songs really pump me up. I can't imagine that there's another song that comes up in the next 5 minutes that's so goddamn good it reduces this one to a jingle. So when I plug in my controller, this happens. So keyboard it is. Whoa! Character select? I didn't sign up for this! Okay, let's calm down. Let's calm down and see. Unica, the axe-wielding fighter. Mid-speed, mid-range. And Hugo, the energy-firing mage. Slow speed, long range. Let's just assume this order isn't an accident. We'll start with Unica. Select difficulty. All right, I've actually heard this game is pretty tough, but I had a lot of fun overcoming the challenges in the last game. I'm gonna go with hard difficulty because Nightmare is probably like the Japanese equivalent of Diablo's hardcore mode or something.
My whole life, I've never been able to use magic, but I made a promise long ago. I promised I would become a knight. I told myself I would guard these 2 with my life, just as my dad did. Please, Dad, watch over me. I swear I'll become a holy knight and keep our ladies Rhea and Fina from harm.
Oh, protect Rhea and Fina, huh? Those are the two goddesses of ease. Aren't you happy we know that? Unica wakes up in a field. No, I'm sorry. I mean, girl with braids wakes up in a field with a sore butt. As a guy from rural Canada, I identify with this character wholeheartedly. She had joined others in a search party heading to the surface before a sudden impact struck nearby.
Wait, is this...
We get a slow shot of the Rhoda tree. We actually visited 2 trees in the first game after getting the harmonica, but given this subtitle of Elder Brother, I think this is the bigger, better tree, the one we got the silver sword from, the one Rhea specifically pointed out to us. That's gotta count for something.
Wow, you survived. It's really you, the Rhoda tree.
You've finally awoken. Awakened? Awoken? You're awake. You seem familiar to me. A friend of the goddesses, are you not?
Yep, I'm Unica. Unica Tova.
Unica Tova? Okay, so Granny Jebba Tova and her son, Gobin Tova, helped us in the first game. Those 2 people were named after the ancient priest of the Tova family. You know, one of those original priest families of Ys. So is this Tobin's daughter? I have no idea where we are in this timeline.
Yes, I remember now. You are Priest Tova's granddaughter.
The priest's granddaughter? Okay, the priest was alive 700 years before the first game. If she's the granddaughter, that's like, what, 40 years forward? So this is somewhere between 650 to 700 years before the last 2 games?
Well, yes I am, but I don't take after him all that much. I can't even use magic. You're the Elder Rhoda tree, right? How's your younger brother?
He's fine. In fact, he's been my sole conversation partner this whole time. It was starting to get rather boring down here. Go ahead, ask me anything about Bionicles. He will not shut the fuck up about Bionicles.
I'll bet. You always were quite the chatterbox. I must admit, when the shrine ascended, I found myself worrying about you two. I'm really glad you're both okay.
The goddesses gave us life, and they maintain our lives as well. These noxious fumes will not sever our bonds with them so easily. But you, Tova, when was it I beheld a man with one companion in tow, surrounded by a horde of demons? Am I correct in assuming then that he too was of the Tova lineage?
Yeah, that's my dad. He stayed behind on the surface and bought us some time to raise the Solomon Shrine. My grandpa says he couldn't have survived down here.
I felt his essence disappear into the miasma, which is not to say I witnessed his death, but I hardly doubt his fate.
I guess grandpa was right. Well, the book is closed on him. It's his daughter's time to shine.
She didn't seem too affected by that revelation. I'm guessing her dad's already been dead for a hot minute.
Oh, do you seek something from this ruined land?
Yes, I've come in search of Lady Rhea and Fina. A few days ago, they vanished from the shrine, and no one's seen or heard from them.
I did catch sight of the goddesses. It was 3 days ago.
You saw them? So Father Shion was right. They really did come to the surface.
Okay, I know Asteria and Ys are separate kingdoms until they were combined at the end of Ys 2, but I'm not entirely sure what surface means in this context.
Where did they go?
You see that tower at the foot of Mount Precious? That horrifying tower, built to bridge this ruined land with Solomon's Shrine up above.
Okay, so we are in Asteria. This surface means the land of Ys, which means that this must be... Oh, that darn tower. Always shows up when you least expect it.
Though it is weak, I sense both goddesses within it.
They're in the tower? Why didn't you stop them?
Are you being serious? I'm a fucking tree. What was I going to do, photosynthesize at them? Do you even think before you talk? They sought the tower of their own volition. I saw no reason to intervene.
But you know what that tower represents.
They are not alone. I sense others. Your companions, I believe.
Huh? Which companions? Who's over there?
So, you will go to them?
I will. We need to return the goddesses.
You must be caught in such a dangerous place. No ordinary demon outside world.
Rhoda, speak to me. Say something. Oh, I guess the gases are starting to flare up, and I've got no magic of my own. I'm afraid I just can't hear you anymore, old friend.
Okay, so the Black Pearl from the first 2, protected by the goddesses, provides all the magic to the land. The magic that's just kind of floating around lets Unica talk with the Rhoda tree, and she can no longer speak with the Rhoda tree because of the lack of magic. So my guess is that the Black Pearl has been stolen. The tower entrance.
This doesn't feel right. Shouldn't there be more demons?
I suppose we should have expected this. If only the others were here. If only a small girl with a big axe was here. These demons would be screwed.
We'll put up a barrier and try to hold it.
That should buy you some time to take out the demons. Fewer demons, better odds, right?
If I must take up arms, so be it. Aren't you?
Me? The name's Unica Tova, granddaughter of the priest of Tova, locked and fucking loaded! Don't you forget it!
Do what you can with these beasts. We will take care of the others.
Roger that.
Dino, Eolia, come.
Yes, Father.
Father, eh? Let me just jot that down for later.
You rotten creatures have turned our lives upside down and taken my dad from me, so don't expect me to hold back.
God damn, I am so ready for this! There's some guides here with some advice, but much like myself, in grade 10, I'm too amped to read. Yeah! Bump system is out, dedicated attack button is in. Run, jump, and slash. If you attack on the way down, you do a down slash. And if you attack on the way up, you do a jump slash. I like this a lot over a dedicated button. Doing it through timing feels better anyway. This is one hell of a visual upgrade over the first two. I'm not talking smack. The first two look great, but this is beautiful. Taken care of, we can... hold on. Okay, now that they're taken care of, boost mode. Might want to read this one. If you hit the boost key, you'll activate boost mode. Crazy, right? Makes your skills cost half as much, and you'll take half as much damage. Easy to understand. I love it. I mean, I don't have skills yet, but soon, I'm sure.
Father Superior, who are these two?
Not much time for intros, was there? I'm Dino, an acolyte of Solomon's Shrine.
And I'm his colleague, Eolia. I'm Unica Tova. Nice to meet you.
Tova? Is there any relation with Commander Saul Tova?
Yes, I'm his daughter.
You live up to the name. Your fighting is gallant and graceful. If I wielded an axe of that size, I'd have a hard time keeping my balance.
Well, I can't use magic yet, and I'm a woman, so being a priest is out of the question. So my strength is all I have.
This young lady was kind enough to volunteer in our search for the runaway deities. So let's put forth our best efforts to find them.
Where are the other knights and sorcerers? Are they with you?
I'm afraid not. As the surface came into sight, our transport spell was disrupted, as best as I can tell.
Oh, was that the impact I felt?
It is, and whatever it was blocked our ability to control the transport. We were scattered in all directions and hurled down to the surface. Were it not for our barriers, the fall would have been fatal.
Yuna recounted her conversation with the Rhoda tree regarding the goddess's whereabouts.
Everybody's equally shocked that the goddesses wandered in here alone. Dino's put in charge of the search party and heads out to find some other people. Priest Shion wants us to stay back and do administrative work, but we tell him it's 2025 now. Women are strong and cool. He reluctantly agrees to let us do some recon work on the condition that we take this crystal with us. See these modern art statues built by the demons inside? Underneath them is the goddess statues. The crystal turns them back to normal and they become save points. Not only save points, but fast travel points. Eolia has a gift for us. It's the seashell walkie-talkie. Okay, thanks, I guess. We can chat with home base anytime when we use it, you know, to get hints and stuff. Unica apologizes for kind of inviting herself to this whole thing, and she promises that she won't let anyone down. And considering I control her, that means I won't let anyone down. After saving right away, there's another option here to accept blessings. Oh, cool. These are like random passive buffs. Increase item drop rate, reduce bad status duration. They all cost SP, which drops slowly from the enemies. But I can't afford any of this shit, and the goddesses need saving. Let's do this! The Wailing Blue. First area. Wait, I know this song. This is the Darm Tower theme from the first game. It's just remixed. Nice touch, guys. Man, hitting stuff feels so good. We can already tell from this first turret enemy that dodging is gonna play a big role. Really feels like an action game, like a 3D Toho Luna Knights or Metroid Dread. Purple shield guarding the chest. Kill the enemy and it opens. Sounds good. What? The Calcutta Pangea? It's supposed to be named after that Calcutta flower from the second game too. They add 2 points to your max health, and unless our health climbs like crazy, this is a damn good item. Okay, so this chest is also guarded by purple, but these enemies around it are glowing red. I think you need to kill all the glowing enemies when some purple blockage shows up. So what is it?
This looks like one of the holy artifacts of ease, but why would the demons have it?
Acquired cerulean flabellum? Hey guys, I think I found our Discord server name.
Unica was granted use of the windmill skill.
Oh, sick. I wonder what the windmill skill's gonna do. Yeah, I knew it. So skills have different elements attached to them, kinda, but not really. It's not really elements, it's just a weakness that some monsters have. So we gotta remember to switch things up in the future. And holding the skill key lets you activate the super form of that ability.
Whoa, I had no idea there was so much power in this thing.
Well, to be fair, you haven't used it yet. Anyone can talk shit when writing down what an artifact does.
It's not magic, but it's close enough for me.
I am a little bummed that I don't get to be Adol Christian, collector of the books of ease and savior of Asteria. But Unica's growing on me. Her positive attitude is infectious. Yeah! Run back to the goddess statue and save. I tried plugging in my controller again, and no dice. Spend some time killing these easy enemies to get a feel for the whirlwind movement. I like these slight perception changes. Gives the whole thing this cool sense of scale. And grouping enemies together makes the whirlwind super satisfying. Get a look at the pause menu here. It's actually really close to the original, so I feel at home. I'm guessing this game was originally in 4x3, hence these hastily thrown together goddess borders.
Platforms on the ground.
I'll hit this button.
Platforms in the air.
I can't make this jump. Well, the only thing I know is whirlwind. Maybe that helps. Would you look at that? Mashing all the keys at once while you jump. 40 years now, still the king. That is a big door. Are these the origin equivalent to the boss doors from 1 and 2?
It won't open without a key.
I mean, yeah, that much is obvious. What an inconspicuous room.
What's happening? Where am I? It looks like a different room entirely. That weird circle must have teleported me.
The crystal's power purified the demon statue.
What do you mean I still can't upgrade anything after 5 minutes? I'm starting to shake! Somebody put some Subway Surfers gameplay on the screen! I actually can't afford to boost my armor though. Why not? The enemy variation seems pretty solid. Even just climbing up these few floors so far, these ghosts get added to the mix. I guess they needed some reason for you to jump. Jumping, huh? I really thought that jumping was just going to be an afterthought. But even on these super beginning floors, it's clear that this is just as much platforming as it is action. The instant response to your button presses, plus the ability to change direction in midair, makes this feel awesome. Man, these guys are really good at this. Acquired Rhoda fruit. These are common in Ease too. It lets you refill your magic. Wait. Unica doesn't have magic. Well, what the hell do these do? Ghosts! Nice level up animation. I've been taking hits quite a bit, so just seeing my health bar go up on a level is good enough. But you can actually see a noticeable difference in your damage when you level. I mentioned this in another video, but this is super important to me. Do you know how many games don't do this? You know, don't let you feel stronger! Whoa! Bouncy portal. Okay, I think I already found a slightly hidden area. All right, game, reward me for exploring. Acquired emerald. Whirlwind power increase. Holy shit, already? I just started, we got a boost! There's 3 different gems that upgrade the different skills. I guess that means there's only 3 skills in the game or something. That's not a whole lot, but let's see. This button opens an interesting looking door. And what's through here? Oh god, it's the outside camera angle like the first one when you're climbing the tower outside. What the fuck happened to Asteria? I came in, I cleaned everything, and I left a civilized society for you, and after a few years your laziness fucked it all up? You were supposed to be Asteria, not South Africa! Oh wait, this is 700 years ago, right? Never mind. Acquired Blue Moon Crest. Huh? Aw, it's a Roo. I can always count on Roo.
Maybe he's hungry.
You can feed the Roos with the Rhoda fruits. I like how because Unica doesn't use magic, they needed to actually give this item a different purpose. That's good thinking. The Roo gives us a piece of Claria ore. Considering as a Chad completer of the original game, I know that the whole digging up of Claria caused the world to get shitty, so I'm a little hesitant to take this.
Unica's axe has been strengthened.
Hell yeah. I might not be for earth-destroying mining practices, but I would literally kill my parents to gain a single point in the axe skill of a video game. Dead end here, so run back. Oh, I don't like seeing this. I like the older one where it was pretty. Oh, there's an actually noticeable damage increase with that axe upgrade. Always welcomed. I think we explored the whole down route from here. Let's check up. Hit the button. That is really suspicious! Oh, look at how square this room is. I'm sure we're not getting a cutscene here.
Huh?
I think we lost him.
Annoying little runt. How the hell can he evade us this long? Doesn't he get tired? He can't have gone far. I say we keep looking.
Sorry, I've lost what little interest I had. There's no glory in catching a sorcerer who'd rather run for cover than stand and fight. Clearly not a worthy opponent.
Man, you need to lighten the hell up! It's the thrill of the hunt, you know?
Excuse me? Sorry to interrupt, but you're not in our search party, are you? 'Cause if not, you might want to get out of here.
Bitch, are you for real? This is too funny. Look at her poor people clothes and her gay little axe. She has a facial expression like she's been eating little pieces of shit off the ground. What a hick.
I'm on what now?
Identify yourself, little girl. Are you a friend of the sorcerer?
What sorcerer? I'm Unica Tova, apprentice to the Holy Knights of Ease.
Unica Tova?
So they've got a little inbred sissy like you doing their bitch work, huh? They must really be fucked to hire someone as stupid and gay as you.
I told you my name. How about you return the favor? If you've been on the surface this whole time, I guess that means you missed your chance to take refuge in the shrine.
Oh, okay. So everybody outside of the tower knows how shitty things are right now, and everybody's taken refuge together in the Solomon Shrine.
I mean, I heard the people of Ease were a bit on the simple side, but this is just sad.
Yeah, it's no fun when they come right up to you and beg you to kill them. I've never seen a group of inbred hicks so easily roll over like a bitch in heat. Hey, want to try out one of those demon familiars Zava let us use?
Zava? Zava was basically running the Solomon Shrine in Ease too, after it was taken over, so everybody's making a comeback here.
What are you two talking about?
Capture the goddesses and kill interlopers. Those are our orders.
The goddesses? You mean Rhea and Fina? Seriously, who the hell are you?
Whoa, Uni! Take it easy! There might be murderers, but that doesn't mean you can say this word.
A demon?
So am I expected to just fight this thing and somehow get past the fact that this is one of the most unbelievably beautiful sprites ever made?
Have fun.
Oh, bats. Vagulian, the winged familiar. Well, let's check the footage from Ease 1 quick. Well, they don't look totally similar, but there's obviously a connection here. As the first boss fight, This rules. It's self-explanatory, but that's what makes it good. Whirlwinding your way out of the boss's attacks instead of just running out of the way feels so much better. It does go on a bit longer than I'd like, but that could also just be me being bad. Fuck. Unica is surprised at her own victory and wonders who these two dickheads were who were talking so much shit. Acquired bronze key. Acquired mask of... Wait, no! The mask of ice! Please, God, no! Yep, this is exactly the same as the mask we had before. You put it on and you can see secrets, but good luck seeing anything else! I don't really want to bitch about this again. Long story short, I don't like it, and I don't want to equip it everywhere. The mask makes me so angry that I try to leave the tower and abandon the goddesses. But apparently that's not an option. I even run back to this chest I saw the rue at like an asshole. You know, because it's out of the way, and I thought the mask might do something there. But it turns out I'm just retarded, so no, it does nothing. I knew there would be something nearby that needed this mask, so put it on, poke around some nearby rooms, and find this hidden one.
You're Unica Tova, right?
What? Who's there? Show yourself.
Hey, Unica, take your goddamn mask off!
Unica removed the mask.
We meet Rico Gemma, one of the search party's sorcerers. Like usual, Gemma is the last name of one of the ancient priest families.
Quick addendum. That sleepwalking guy from Ease 1, he's the descendant of Rico Gemma. His name's Luta Gemma.
He was doing some recon work, just like us, when he spotted those two trash talkers from earlier. Funny enough, he also thought they were part of the search party.
Ow!
Are you hurt?
There's no need to worry. I cast some healing magic on it. I'm just waiting for the wound to close.
Waiting for the wound? Your healing magic doesn't close the fucking wound? That's like the bare minimum!
Well, at least it's not incurable.
I might start using that. Unica tells Rico about her own run-in with those folks. That's how we find out we ran into the same people. She tells Rico about her conversation with the tree and how she knows the goddesses are in the tower. Rico rightfully panics. He says he would help us scale this treacherous tower, but if it wasn't for this darn wound of mine...
I'll get back to the first floor. You guys keep going.
But before leaving, he gives us the blue necklace. This was a mandatory item in Ease 1 to get past traps, so this will be important somewhere. The shielded knights are such a buzzkill. Your natural instinct now is to just spin into anything that looks at you funny, but you can take damage back if you hit them wrong. From a design standpoint, it's actually good that they included these here to make you not too dependent on the spin too fast, but I reserve the right to complain. I pay my taxes. This part here where you get trapped in a cage with a bunch of them is the real problem. Acquired beast medallion. Cool.
It gives me the creeps, but maybe it's some kind of key.
Maybe it's some kind of key. Okay, so it's definitely a key then. This rotating tower effect is never gonna get old. Right when you enter this room, you can see that the bats are already glowing. So you've got to focus them down and kill them before you even know what's going on in the room. In this case, it's another goddess statue, but this small, kind of meaningless addition is awesome to me. I love having my attention pulled somewhere right when I enter a room. And I think that's why they actually did it here, because this little bendy hallway was too boring on its own. It's very smart. Needing to kill the final few enemies to unlock that juicy save point. Ooh, it's a great motivator. I wonder what kind of key we can use to open this door.
Unica used the beast medallion.
Wow, I caught a lucky break. No demons, no crazy interlopers, just a whole bunch of empty space. Is this one of those demons that attacked Ease?
Why, yes, Unica, it is. Specifically, the beast guarding the bottom of the Mundoria ruins in Ease 2. I hope that helps. One of the reoccurring things I'm seeing with bosses is that they do a really good job of tricking you into overextending. Here, there's these green bubbles that he shoots out. You can easily evade them by going around them if you take your time. But if you really want that extra hit, you can spin through them and get to the weak point faster. Save a second, usually get in another hit. This is not required, but it is so tempting! The devs know. They know we can't resist. You can't resist trying to Captain Falcon moonwalk Falcon punch off stage. And frankly, they're right. The green goo smeared by these beetles makes you slip and slide all over the place. Makes it especially annoying. Climbing up his body for the main attack to the weak point is a little bit stressful. The movement feels great in the game in general, but it's not amazing at detecting vertical movement. I think the game treats this boss's arms like a staircase, so you kind of do 1,000 little clips upwards instead of a smooth movement. It can lead to some fall off the arm moments that are especially bad if you're close to winning. Head forward after beating him, and you can see a change in the layout start to spread in. Without even entering this next area, it's abundantly clear that we are entering the next area. Before going in, I save and head back to de-stress. Iola fills us in on some lore again, that the Black Pearl is stored in the Shrine of the Goddess. We very clearly already know this, and if someone just finished the second game, they would know this for sure, but maybe this is just to fill in people who are just starting here. You know, people who were weak, people who couldn't stomach, like 2 hours of video before this point? Shion ponders the two invaders we ran into.
If the worst should occur, no, there's no use in pessimism.
Why even say this? Next, the flooded prison. I wonder if this is a reference to where we first rescued Fina, the dungeon underneath the shrine in Asteria. That was flooded, right? Is that what we're looking at here? The vertical levels they're adding to everything is awesome. Enemies have a pretty noticeable increase in damage and speed. Here is where I started occasionally grinding out a quick level to help out. The green globs leave behind that same slippery bullshit as the boss from earlier, so you can get caught in a pretty hectic moment if you're not careful. But all good things must come to an end. This whole area is poison! It's actually not that bad. You can avoid them if you pay attention, but you know, easier said than done. Stepping into some raised water here, I noticed this bar going down pretty quickly above Unica. I'm assuming this has got to be a breathing bar, but look at this. You see how fast this bar drains? Unica can only hold her breath for like 7 fucking seconds. Oh boy, got a statue. Just gotta kill this one enemy. Maybe what I said earlier wasn't totally right. Fighting these strong guys right before a save point is actually more nerve-wracking than fun. I don't know, I haven't decided yet. I realized while this enemy was about to kill me that you can teleport back to any statue from anywhere using the crystal. I'm really glad I found out about this now. I'm not strong enough to kill this guy, so let's restart the flooded jail and go the other way. Acquired silver bracelet. So this is weird. The silver bracelet lets you dash. To dash, you double tap in a direction. But in the settings menu here, there's a checkbox to enable permanent dashing. And since there's no meter or anything that drains when you use it, I'm seriously curious if there is any reason to not have this checkbox turned on. People who just don't want to move too fast? Did they expect that? The movement bonus is the most expensive thing in the shop! From here on out, we're dashing. Looking around for secrets while I was grinding a bit really shows how dramatic the speed boost is. I can jump over these poison enemies now with ease. I think I was supposed to get this first. Just gain 1 level or 2, you'll be able to beat this guy.
Well, if it isn't the little axe girl. I'm surprised you could take a break from breeding your livestock and sucking cocks to climb any higher.
It's you!
If you're here, then I guess you took down my demon. Wait, did you take down Velagunder too?
Vesagada? If you mean that giant red creature, I managed.
I guess Kishgal was right about you. You do pretty well for a dumb hick.
Would you please stop calling me that? My name is...
Whoa now, I've forgotten your name already. Unless I think you're worth my time, I don't give a Pickard's ass what it is.
All right, quiz time. If you watched these up until now, do you remember what a Pickard is? Pickards are these little pig-like creatures that people keep in Asteria as a form of livestock. Cool reference.
Save the introductions for later. If you beat me, then you can tell me who you are. Not like that's gonna happen. Maybe those ugly-ass clothes of yours will look better once I open you up and hang you on the wall. Shit. Guess I let my guard down. Not bad, though. Not great, but not bad.
Dude, What the fuck is your problem?
Is she talking about me or her?
There's some savagery buried in your confusion, Uni. She finally agrees to hear our name, and she tells us hers. Epona, one of the foremost warriors of her people. When Unica asks for Rhea and Fina to be returned, Epona doesn't seem to know what she's talking about.
Me and my companions, we're not from Ease.
Huh? Not from Ease?
Gotta go. Bye.
Me and my companions, we're not from Ease. Wait. Are we not in Asteria? Earlier, the Rhoda tree said that the tower led to the Solomon Shrine. Ease 1 takes place in Asteria, where you climb the tower to get to Ease, where the Solomon Shrine is. And because right now, we're climbing that tower, we must be in Asteria? Okay, bear with me here for a second. Okay, I went through all the footage, and this is what I think. We are not in Asteria. We are on the floating land of Ease. Remember when we were reading through the 6 books in the first game? We learned that Ease was raised up into the sky by the goddesses to get away from the demon infestation. They mention it a couple times. Yeah, that event where they raise up Ease happened recently. We are on the relatively newly created floating land of Ease. When the Rhoda tree says that horrifying tower built to bridge this land with Solomon Shrine up above, he is referring to the historical reason the shrine was built. What I thought he meant was, hey Unica, if you climb this tower, you will get to the Solomon Shrine. So no, when the Rhoda tree says that, we are already on the floating land of Ease. My next question is, wait, if we are in Ease talking to the Rhoda tree, then how did we talk to the Rhoda tree in Ease 1, which takes place in Asteria? Let's just hold off for now. We'll figure it out as we go. TLDR, we are currently in Ease and have been this whole game. This whole thing irritated me so much that I had to buy the original art book. This page here shows you an actual map of it from above to help you visualize it. Pause here and zoom in on this blurry photo if you need to. Since Epona admits that she's not from Ease, I guess that would mean she's from Asteria? That would be pretty badass considering how fucked that place is. You see all this? This is the land that was created to get away from Asteria. So yeah, imagine that.
Not from Ease? I'm not sure what to make of that.
Yeah, you and me both, sister. Let's just collect our prize and forget about it. Acquired water dragon scales. If you somehow found this video without choking on your mouse, then you should already know what this does. Eolia calls us on our walkie-talkie to tell us that Commander Galleon and the remaining sorcerers have arrived at the tower. You know, the rest of the search party has shown up.
Should I just use the crystal to warp back?
Ha! I knew it! See, I was a smarty pants for figuring that out already.
Commander, Cecilia.
Unica Tova, Father Superior told me of your request. I understand you've been scouting the tower.
Yeah, I have.
One sorceress is still missing.
These 2 recently arrived sorceresses, whose names I don't know how to pronounce, I'm gonna go with Kadina and Musha. They introduce themselves, and we talk about the one sorcerer that has yet to arrive. Who is this final missing member of our search party? His name is Hugo Fact! The descendant of the Fact family is displaying suspicious behavior in the Darm Tower. Surely nothing's gonna go wrong here! We have a little group chat about how Epona and those other people are able to control demons. Unica tells everybody about Epona and her line about not being from Ease. It shocks them as much as it confused us. Musha says she's heard of an entire world beyond our borders, but never imagined she'd meet someone from there. With that, we can assume Ease is totally cut off from the outside, and it has been for a while, at least their entire lives. We all agree to push further into the tower, but to tread carefully. I mean, these humans can control demons. We don't know where their power comes from.
Personally, I'm just glad I can walk again. I'm ready for pretty much...
Rico, I must ask that you stay here and answer the phones.
Ha! Denied! The others in the battalion tease us a bit. Unica's never really been involved in everything. She's always left behind or watching from the sidelines. This is her first time participating in something. Everybody's really impressed at her abilities so far. Although Rico has been relegated to the office slut, he is the one who strengthens our weapons. So as far as I'm concerned, he is the most important one here. And no joke, canonically speaking, because he is strengthening my weapons, might be the most important person here. Run back through the first few floors and curb stomp everything. I've always loved to go back through areas when I'm stronger. Now that we can breathe underwater, this underwater maze is no big deal. We actually missed this earlier, and I'm kind of glad I didn't find it earlier, as I for sure would have died 2 or 3 times trying to get through this. Oh. Looks like they give you different angles on the outside too. If this is what ease looks like now, you should see the other guy! It's nice of the developers to get the obligatory water level out of the way, but it's actually pretty unique. Of course, the whole slow movement and enemies used to the water thing makes for a frustrating combo, but they do a couple things to ease the blow. For example, you can jump infinitely underwater. I mean, I know it's just swimming, but you get the point. See a bunch of turtle enemies that are glowing red, meaning that this door won't open unless they're dead. But we can't actually hit them. How interesting. I can't remember the last time I wanted a water level to go on longer. The 2D maze segment here is particularly fun. Dodging the enemies and the spikes and the waterways flowing as you sink down. It has a frantic feeling to it that I like. The breath bar is refilled so often that it might as well not even exist. But it still makes you feel like you're making it happen all in time. As usual, some good chests around here if you're willing to hang out and poke around. Falling towards this chest is hype as hell. Hitchcock and Kubrick would be proud. The Leavin' Strike Warhammer! Holy shit! We get the first new skill, Bolt Crash, which I personally would have called defund the EPA, as its sole purpose is to kill marine life. Throughout this whole area, a few enemies have either taken annoyably low damage or literally none in the case of these turtles. So, you know, this doesn't take a genius. You should remember though that if you die anywhere and you need to start over from your recent save point, you should probably re-equip the snorkel to make sure that you don't die really embarrassingly. Imagine if that happened to you twice. That would be embarrassing. We come back to dry-ish land right after. Ooh, see that? There's a roo poking through. And give him a rotafruit that we found in the underwater maze. Received topaz. These are the electric hammer equivalent of the emeralds, so they power up a skill.
I shall humbly accept your gift, because you are so cute, and I just can't say no to that face.
Pro gamer tip. Equip the boots you got 45 minutes ago. Yep, I've changed my mind. These mandatory enemies to kill before a new save point stresses me out. Oh, I won. Okay, these aren't bad. Get good. Still can't really afford anything to upgrade here. Maybe later? This is the first boss door we've gotten to that I didn't already have the medallion to unlock it. I guess I missed something. Let's look around. Nope. 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 Oh, here it is. What do you know? At the very start of the water area.
What a disgusting sculpture. The craftsmanship is undeniable. It almost looks alive.
Nightiller, the pestilent anthropod. We fought this guy already. This was the really fast worm boss in Ys 1, the boss of the ruins. Wait, the ruins! I was right! The flooded prison! It is the same ruins! I was right! I love this boss. You get to spin to win on his back, knocking off all these barbs. He changes directions and spews lightning the whole time, and sometimes you can get some pretty funny death animations. This roll he does once he hits half health is kind of stupid. I don't know if I'm supposed to be jumping in and attacking like this, but it eventually works, so who knows. If you equip the Mask of the Eyes here and go behind this pillar, you can actually find absolutely fucking nothing. Ooh, new area incoming. The best part is listening for the change in music. Let's check it out. Funny enough, I actually have some footage here of entering this area, hearing the song, and immediately minimizing the game to turn the volume up. That's as good of an endorsement as I can give. The guilty fire! Jesus Christ! Alright, the music isn't just for show. Enemies start to mess you up pretty badly here. There's a giant steam engine here or something. I'm sure something goes in that slot, but we'll see.
Ooh, why did it have to send me here of all places? Help! Hugo, save me!
Huh? Dirty beasts, where are your manners? Let me show you what happens when you mistreat a lady.
Win the fight and save Musha. She says that her and the others got chased by some demons, and when they activated their teleport crystals, hers brought her into this room instead of home base? That's a pretty big fuck up! Might want to check the extended warranty on this fucker! Wait, she says it wasn't the crystal's fault, it was hers? How did you fuck this up? Look at the menu! You just have to pick a floor to go to it! Get it together, Musha! Although she did get a quick view of Lady Fina when she teleported, so that means she's gotta be nearby.
A couple of the goddess's lackeys? I suppose it was only a matter of time.
Well, where did you come from?
Neither of you looks fit to do battle with even the weakest demon. Epona wasn't kidding when she said the 6 priests were hard up for knights.
Look, I don't know who you are, but my friend Musha just teleported here by accident, and she saw Lady Fina when she arrived. And now that we know Lady Fina is on this floor, we don't have time to talk to you, because we need to go rescue Lady Fina, who is on this floor.
So Lady Fina is on this floor, is she?
Shit.
He drops the famous "I'll do you a favor by not killing you" line and teleports away. All we know about him is that he is a man with claws. Musha gives us this red moon crest. We toss it into the steam engine. Is that all it does? This is all it does? It's helpful, yeah. But you could have just climbed around this. This area rules. I love Fire Temple vibes, and they challenge your platforming quite a bit too. The areas start to get much larger. The consistent switching of room types does a lot to keep this game fresh. Oh, I won? Easy. It's Fina! It's the goddess Fina! I guess she really was on this floor.
What in the world are you doing here?
Well, I can ask you the same thing. You disappeared without a word. You had me worried sick. I couldn't sleep since you left. My nights were spent searching the shrine for you. Wear an air tag or something.
I'm so sorry. I guess our leaving really was a burden.
Where's Lady Rhea?
I have a favor to ask of you, Unica. I'd like you to leave this whole matter in our hands.
Huh?
I'm so sorry. I wish I could tell you more, but it wouldn't be right of me to do so. I ask you trust us and have faith in our decision. Please advise the others the same.
Well, but Lady Fina, why?
Well, it seems our prey has finally been cornered. It's a pleasure to make your acquaintance, Goddess of Ease. My name is Zava.
Zava was basically the leader of the taken over Solomon Shrine in Ys 2. We killed her right here. She was a higher ranking lackey of the black hooded man Dallas. Oh, company.
Little hit girl takes a break from eating dirt and fucking her sister to stop in the middle of the room. I love it. It's like you wanted to get caught.
Where's the other one? The half-demon.
What, you mean the claw man? He said since we found what we're looking for, he wasn't needed here. He just kind of wandered off.
Hardly appropriate behavior for a new recruit.
They do keep cutscenes to an info minimum, so it's probably worth keeping in mind that this claw-hooded man is a misbehaved new recruit of some kind.
You must be Lady Fina. Where can we find Lady Rhea? Does she have what we're looking for? Not talkative, huh?
Oh, so you don't want to talk, eh? Maybe a little neck snapping will jog your memory.
That's quite all right. We'll give you plenty of time to tell us everything. Epona, please show our guest to her chambers.
Guess that makes me a blasphemer, because I'm gonna kidnap you. Lady Fina, get your filthy hands off her!
Do you know a man named Saul Tova?
What?
How do you know my dad's name?
My name is Kishgal. I'm the man who killed your father.
Oh shit, this is Kishgal, and he's the man who killed Unika's father. No way. He tells us a story of battling Unika's dad 3 times. On the 3rd time, Unika's dad was finally too weak and succumbed to his injuries.
What delicious drama.
Unika freaks out, and we fight Kishgal. We get an actually unwinnable fight here. But hey, I tried. I think you actually could win this. I'm tempted to try again. But you know, if it wasn't for this darn injury of mine. Oh! We lose, and they all take turns describing how weak we are. Fina says thank you for trying and slips us the silver harmonica. The rest of our entourage shows up just in the nick of too late. They kidnap Fina and we regroup at home base. We go over some of the facts. Including the Clawed Man, we're up against 5 people. Priest Shion tells everyone that when Rhea and Fina disappeared, they took the Black Pearl with them. I knew that's what happened! Shion mentions that the Black Pearl is really powerful. Its magic is still all around us, but it does get weakened as the pearl goes farther. I guess that's why the Rhoda tree suddenly couldn't talk, yet we can all use magic right now. You know, because we're close enough to the pearl. That seems risky though. The pearl is only accessible by the goddesses, so clearly they brought it here. Why would they do that? Through deduction, we know that Fina doesn't have the Black Pearl on her because we just saw her, so Lady Rhea must have it.
So, you wish to stay behind?
Yeah, I have. When I heard that man killed my dad, I lost control of myself. I came here to protect the goddesses. But instead of protecting, Lady Fina covered for me and got captured. That's not something a holy knight should do. I'm not qualified to be here.
What? You're pussing out on us? After all this shit, you're just gonna give up? Don't I, the player, have a say in this? We can chat with everybody about how weak and useless we are. Dino also slips in that the one totally inconspicuous member of our team, Hugo Fact, isn't here with us. But it's probably nothing! Well, it actually is nothing. Apparently he's so goated that he's just out exploring on his own.
Maybe if Hugo Fact had been there and not me, Fina wouldn't have been in this mess.
Unika sulks in a corner for a bit and has a memory of times past. A wonderful memory, where she explores the Solomon Shrine as a young girl. She gets lost and is found by the 2 goddesses, Rhea and Fina. They calm her nerves and tell her to be brave. They happily watch her until her well-known grandfather comes to pick her up. Time skips and the relationship between them grows. The goddesses really enjoy Unika's company. Unika wants to be a knight one day, so she can protect the goddesses who have been so nice to her. They warn Unika of the difficult path to become one, but she insists. She isn't annoying them either. Fina specifically mentions that seeing Unika is one of the only things they truly look forward to each day. Fast forward again, Commander Galleon, the leader of the search party, mentions that they're going out to find the now missing Rhea and Fina. Unika doesn't exactly have the military rank to join, but she refuses to take no for an answer and pesters them until she's allowed in. Unika gets knocked out of her memory by Roy. He tells us a bit about his own time exploring this new molten hot floor. Amidst the search, a relic was found unlike anything else. A 2-handed greatsword with a crimson blade. Unika loses her shit, as this was definitely her father's crimson greatsword. Roy suggests that Unika be the one to retrieve it. She considers it, but understandably feels she isn't strong enough. Roy says, "Fine, you stay here. I'm gonna go get it. If you did, your father's ghost might see you crying like a little pussy."
Wait, I'll go get the sword.
Huh. Played you like a damn fiddle. Roy's great. He's one of the only characters who treats Unika like a real person. He's nice. We like Roy. Heading back into the fray, we only need to walk like an extra 30 seconds to get to this altar Roy told us about.
There it is. House Tova's fire-imbued greatsword. This is Dad's for sure.
I thought you might come.
Dad?
Unika, it's been far too long. Oh, how I've missed you. Perhaps it's the providence of the goddesses that allows me to speak with you.
Dad? Is it really you? This isn't just some message or something, is it?
No, it is I. I know my passing caused you much pain.
You're a real jerk, Dad. Why did you run off by yourself? Why didn't you say a word to me or Grandpa? And why'd you have to die?
Unica, I'm so sorry. Kishgal challenged me to numerous duels. After a time, my strength simply left me. There was no shame. He is an opponent worthy of the Holy Knights. My only regret is that I would never see you again.
No.
I am a soldier, Unica, a warrior of the goddesses, and I did what needed to be done. I just wish I could see what awaits you in the future. If only I could hold you one last time.
Dad, I'm a knight now, just so you know. Just an apprentice, though.
It brings me great pride to hear that. Sorry I wasn't there to celebrate your induction.
I've worked so hard to protect Rhea and Fina, but I hate what I've become.
Oh? You no longer wish to protect the goddesses?
No, that's not what I meant. It's my fault Lady Fina was captured. I've brought shame to the Holy Knights.
This conflict within you proves you are stronger than you know. You must face your weaknesses. You will soon realize you are capable of anything. It seems my time is up.
Wait, I have so much to say.
Be well, my dearest.
All right, Unica, you heard the man. Let the sword do the talking. Woo! This sword shoots fireballs, and it rules. Any questions? This mark on the floor has got to be here for some reason. I don't know. Maybe later. This sword really does kick ass. It's slower, but it does more damage, which is the choice every heterosexual male should make. If you're up for side jumping missions, you can even get a ruby and power up your sword right away. You can even toss on the mask to check this area for secrets. I mean, there aren't any, but you can do it. This is a weirdly placed save point. I don't know what's going on here. Oh shit! The Devil's Corridor! This place messed us up good in Ease 1 when climbing the tower. It just drains you dry and you have to sit there and take it like a bitch. You know, like property taxes. If you run really far and fast, you can just make it outside to this area. There's a Roo here who wants a treat, but we actually don't have any. Cue 3 hours of footage mercilessly looking around for this fruit. I was ready to just look it up until I made my way back to this floor. Way back to this little mark on the ground. Put on the mask, cross the invisible bridge, and get the rotofruit. Wait, I already checked this area. I must have checked this area. Let's go back and look at the footage. Oh my God. I didn't put the mask on here the first time? Why didn't I do that? I've been using it everywhere! Bring the fruit to the Roo, and it sings us an ancient song. It's actually the same song the goddesses used to sing to Unica all those years ago. Okay, this means something. They're singing the ancient song of ease. What does that tell us? We've heard this song a few times. They're specifically singing it at the end of Ease 2. Well, I mean, they're not both singing it. Fina's the... Wait, that's it. Fina's the one who sings the song, and Rhea plays the harmonica. We gotta play the harmonica! Sure enough, the demons fear the song of the Lord. Satan trembles in his presence. Cool, we can actually move in here, and we get a new song. Wait, I know this song too. This next little stretch is one of my favorites in the game. Lots of bouncy platforms, tons of secret hidden equipment upgrades, and the music makes for some pretty intense looking moments. This area having 2 main layers adds this really cool depth effect. Enemies are tough, but they don't really surround you, so if you're feeling like avenging daddy, you can stay here and fuck guys up for a bit. You get shown all these unlit candles, and we also have a sword that can make fire. I didn't know what to do here, so I looked it up on GameFAQs, and it says you have to light the candles with the sword. How the fuck was I gonna figure that out? Find the medallion, hit up the statues, light the candles, next boss. This is Galaldi, the murderous construct. For those of you keeping track at home, this was that boss with the demon wiener from Ys 2. This fight makes up an entire afternoon of recorded footage. I don't think I've ever failed a boss fight as many times as this. Everything's understandable. You can learn the punch order, take out these little minions he summons, and avoid the random bursts of flames, and attack the head when you can. The problem is endurance. You get about 4 hits before you die. This fight is 10 minutes long when done right. This is awful! But I'm not gonna let some giant clockwork wearing homo make my daddy's sword look weak. So eventually we win. Get an area change like normal, and we enter the Silent Sands. Ho ho ho! Not so silent, are ya? This floor adds way more environmental hazards than before. Some of these enemies are strong enough to straight up kill you in a corner if you're not being careful. You slip and slide all over the sand like an asshole, which is odd to me. I never considered sand all that slippery, but my obsessive use of the mask proves useful. Cross the bridge and get an evil ring. Yup. Remember what happened last time we used this? Not gonna make that mistake again. These floating mages are such a cock tease. None of my attacks are good against them. This is the only area in the game that I think running away is the meta. Ooh, some of these ledges are looking a little too high to jump on. Wait, does that mean... Okay, calm down. Don't get your hopes up. Let's wait and see. This room is in a lot of games. If you touch the quicksand, it's tough to get out, so you gotta stay on the platforms. But the devs were not screwing around. Look at how hard it is to get out of this! Keep chugging along, eventually you'll reach one of the worst rooms in the game, enclosed in a small space with gangs of dudes throwing grenades at you. And yes, they're all glowing red, so you have to kill them all. Just grit your teeth and tough it out. A piece of gear we got earlier in this area lets us regain health if we stand still, and thank God for that. Acquired gold bracelet. Unica is now able to double jump. We got it! You can even try it right away on this little slide to reach a chest. Get a ruby to power up Dad's sword. I wonder if anybody who played this was just so lazy they didn't get this chest. Now that we can double jump, go through and collect any cool items you might have missed. There's an optional rue here that gives you a boots upgrade if you go through the trouble. We are getting pretty goddamn high in this tower. Unica. Huh?
Lady Rhea! Lady Rhea! Thank goodness! I was so worried about you!
What in the world are you doing here? You have the eyes of a woman now, no longer our little trespasser.
One of the best lines in the game, by the way, right here.
You think so? Never mind that. It's dangerous here. We should go meet with the others on the ground floor.
Hush.
Huh?
We're surrounded.
Boom!
I'll protect you, Lady Rhea.
We killed them, but unlike other enemies, these ones don't seem to stay dead. They just get back up and try again. Rhea answers this by holding up a mysterious object and blowing them all the fuck out.
That was awesome.
Yes, it was pretty sick, wasn't it?
Rhea glazes us up a bit for being a big, strong girl now, and mentions that Fina was a decoy, getting captured on purpose so that Rhea could climb the tower further with the pearl. They originally left for the tower without telling anyone so that they wouldn't cause worry. Really? How's that going for you, huh? We give Rhea back her harmonica. Rhea says that Fina is being held in Rado's annex. We know this place too. It's that little side castle that was connected to the tower by bridge that we rescued the goddess in Ys 1. We beg Rhea to return to the main floor with us, but it's not possible. She must continue and apologizes for the worry, but not before handing us these silver chimes. Having these equipped lets those regenerating monsters stay dead after being killed. I think these are the silver bells from Ys 1, the silver bells that we returned to the mayor in Zepik village. but I'm not 100% sure. Rhea begs us to leave and to let her and Fina handle this alone. But little does Rhea know, we are an apprentice of the Holy Knights, sworn to protect the goddesses with our lives. And with my daddy's sword, I will avenge his death and prove that I'm not a little girl anymore. Hope you like vertical climbing, because there's a shitload of it in the next level. Next area is like a giant vertical climb. And on top of that, you basically need to just hop 24/7 because these little shithead bugs poke at you and do damage. And they are everywhere. But as a platforming enthusiast, I like this part. Generally speaking, this part won't give you too much trouble. Unless you're like me and you equip your healing shirt to heal, then forget to re-equip your silver bells, and the enemies come back to life. Yay. Oh, baby. I know where this is.
Musha, Katina, and you are?
Right. You two haven't been introduced yet.
I am Hugo Fact.
Ah, demon! Kill him while you have the chance!
I've just rejoined this party recently. It seems quite a lot has happened.
It's nice to meet you. I'm Unica Tova. What are you all doing here?
Well, take a look.
So that's Rado's annex, right?
What?
How did you know that?
Unica details her run-in with Lady Rhea.
Why would Lady Rhea want to get to the top of the tower?
I think some answers will have to wait. We've got Lady Fina within arm's reach. We need to focus on securing her. Freeing the goddesses is paramount, but it's not going to be easy. There's a powerful energy emitting from the tower, and it's not hecking wholesome.
What? Not heckin' wholesome? Downvoted!
Something in there is stronger than anything I've encountered. Since we don't know what it is, it would be unwise to just rush in.
Okay, I'll go in and take a quick look. Oh fuck, I'm trapped. What are the odds?
It seems a poor little mouse has wandered in.
You're the lady who kidnapped Fina. Is she all right?
Such selfless concern for the goddess. When you are the one in danger, she is safe and has all the amenities she needs, including an impassable magic barrier. Now that I get a good look at you, you really are pitiful. And you're a descendant of the fabled priest? A sad excuse for a person. I'm not sure if I should laugh or cry. I'm sure you have cursed your lot in life. You'll never get a date to homecoming. Plus your family is poor, so you probably couldn't even afford the $10 cover charge. You will continue to struggle for your whole life. And you'll get polycystic ovarian syndrome diagnosed far too late. And you'll become infertile. And you'll post on Twitter about how much of a nuisance kids are, when in reality, it's your own disappointment in never becoming a mother that feeds such comments.
Yeah, maybe I will. But I took an oath to protect the goddesses. Nothing will change that. I will always be loyal to my goddesses and my country. Call me pitiful if you want. I know what I'm doing is right.
I've been bored guarding Fina. Let's find out how loudly you can scream.
I think these fire pillars in this boss fight are a nod to the first boss in Ys 1. If you want to know how to beat this boss, just check my video here for a walkthrough. Run back and forth and throw phoenixes from a distance until you win. You can cash in some of your battle points for buffs to help. You know, if you're a bitch!
How did you defeat my familiar?
You seem to forget. I have my daddy's sword. I may be a mouse, but I'm the buffest, meanest mouse you'll ever see.
Okay, this line got my dick hard. What? No. No, don't worry. I won't put that one in. I'm not gonna put that one in. This line is quintessential Unica. Refuse to sink to their levels of meanness and instead fucking them up with daddy's sword. Zava wants to finish us off directly, but a voice chimes in and tells her to pull back. You can tell somebody big and bad is pulling the shots here because their voice is written in red. Zava gets pretty pissed off about this, but as a wage slave, she can't go against the manager's orders. So Fina's behind this door, huh? We opened this door in Ys 1 to save the goddess 2, which I'm just realizing I didn't include in that video, but trust me, we did. We had to equip the evil ring to get past the door. The evil ring needs to be charged before you use it, so make sure to kill enemies for a bit to charge it. There we go. What happened? Okay, so when powering up the ring, don't have it equipped because, you know, once it's charged, that'll happen. Okay, second time's the charm. All charged up and back at the door. Now I can put the ring on. What? Okay, charge the ring, put on the blue necklace, then equip the evil ring by the door. Third time's the charm. Fina is inside, and she's trapped in that magic barrier Zava mentioned. Everybody else shows up, you know, after we did all the hard shit. I mean, we did do the work, but everybody actually acknowledges our work this time. Commander Galleon is especially grateful of our hard work.
Thanks for the compliments, everybody.
Looks like you've made up for getting Lady Fina kidnapped, eh?
Roy, why would you bring that up?
Aw, she's blushing. We like Roy. Do you mean to tell me there was absolutely, literally no way to pass through this barrier? With everybody together, we all insist that being kept in the dark isn't working here, and maybe it's time Fina actually tells us what's going on here.
Where to start? I'll start with the root of all our problems. It all started when God created the Jewish people. As you know, Ys has been perpetually invaded by demons. Believe it or not, the Black Pearl is to blame. What?
But the Black Pearl is the cornerstone of our prosperity. How could anything that makes us rich be bad?
The Black Pearl inadvertently spawned a malevolent energy. We call it the demonic essence. Think of it as a malicious will, the very essence of demonism itself, the dark side of magic. While the pearl spreads good magical energies, so too does it spread the malevolent energy.
We get filled in on what we already know from Ys 2, that the pearl creates all the magical power, and that it spawned the Claria metals underground. That's why all the demons kept showing up near everybody's minds, yada yada. But knowing that, what's the deal with these invaders, these people we're running into? What do they want?
I can't say for sure, but I can say they know of the demonic essence. The black-hooded sorcerer Dallas hopes to gain control over it, to give it shape and make it perfect.
If Dallas is after the pearl, why did you bring it here?
Fucking exactly my question, Unica!
Our intent was to seal away the demonic essence, and this was the only place to do so.
This part's actually a little bit light on info, but just so you know, despite not mentioning it in a few videos, the Dharm Tower was constructed with the magical power from all 6 families. It's the only building that has enough magical energy to contain the pearl. That's why they brought it here. Some of the magic users stay behind and try and figure out how to get through this barrier. In the meantime, Galleon calls everybody over.
Knight's Apprentice, Unica Tova. Stand before me and take to one knee.
Oh, fuck. Is it gonna happen?
Huh?
Just do it, Unica.
Lady Fina, I must ask you allow the ceremony to be simplified, given our current setting.
That's fine, Sir Galleon. Please continue.
From this day forth, you shall be known as a Knight of Solomon's Shrine. Goddess Fina bears witness to this conferment.
What?
Will you accept this title and all the responsibilities that accompany it?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
It actually happened. We are officially a knight. Everybody congratulates us, and we feel a rush of power, like we can conquer anything.
Unica, having attained the rank of knight, continued her journey up the tower.
We take the amber key that's here for some reason, open the door in the sand area, and enter the final climb in this area. Mostly platforming, lots of opportunities to fall down, but crawling with goodies. Just poke around and huck phoenixes everywhere. In fact, if you really poke around, you can find these, the Earth Dragon Claws. These give you grip and prevent slipping on the sand. So when you're ready, take on the Sand Boss. Remember in the Ys 2 video, when I gushed over the boss of the Ice Mountain and how the homing fireballs aren't needed, but instead just make the fight easier, and how good that is from a design standpoint? The Dragon Claws do the same thing here. But unlike last time, the fight is miserable without them. This boss is a little overtuned in my opinion. If you level up a couple times, his damage against you drops like 90%. This fight is a little more stat-based than skill-based. Well, not really, but more so than the other bosses. Before we continue to the next area, we get stopped by the others. We say hi to Roy, and flirt a bit, you know.
We are just a girl after all.
This whole conversation says nothing. It's basically, we must keep going. Roy stays longer than the others to sweet talk us a bit, and how despite the teasing, he really is impressed with what a brave, strong woman we've become. The Blighted Blood! From here on out, not many new mechanics get added to the fray. Approaching the tippy top, it becomes more of a test of what we've learned. Lots of platforming, lots of switching your weapons to exploit enemy weaknesses, and general enemy killing. At this point, you should be pretty good, so there's lots of opportunity to style on people. The Rue gives you an armor upgrade too. That's nice. This whole area has a really wild gimmick where if you fall into the blackness at any point, you end up in this underground prison that takes forever to get out of. Even the prison has goodies in it though, so I think the devs knew most people would take at least one trip down. There's all these spikes everywhere, and there's cool enemy variety, and I like how they draw the ground here to like look evil, you know? I don't know, you know what I mean? I don't know how to explain it, but the contrast is really nice. Like the professional holy upper ground and the dingy corrupted jail beneath. I will mention this one room though. This is tough. All the enemies in this pit have different weaknesses and they're aggressive as hell. So don't do this part unless your health bar and your nutsack are full.
So, you're the girl who took down Zava's familiar, are you?
Huh?
I wasn't expecting you to be quite so young. You do your family name proud, little girl.
You're the man who spoke to the sorceress in Rado's Annex. You're Dallas, aren't you?
In the flesh. I lead the Darklings in their noble pursuits, though I myself am but a servant of the great demonic will, the force that spawns all demons. But enough about me. Tell me about yourself.
So, you're the one trying to get your hands on the demonic essence. Why? Why would you pursue something like that?
I'm not surprised you'd question my reasoning. I can see you're an upstanding individual, but deep down, you know exactly why, and I think you'd do the same. Sorcerer Dallas, stay that forked tongue of yours. Your empty words mean nothing to her.
Commander?
Reinforcements have arrived.
Our team pops in from every angle, leaving literally no spot open for an escape. Cecilia's hiding in the bushes and waits for the commander's orders to pop out and deliver a devastating blow to Lord Dallas. Or so they thought.
Magic born of the Black Pearl cannot harm those who serve demons. They are, after all, one and the same. You bastard. Magic may not work, but I'm betting you still bleed.
What's going on?
Quick pop quiz. For anybody who watched the last video, what do you think Dallas is going to do to my teammates? If you said, turn them to stone, you'd be right. Unica is rightfully pissed. If anybody was going to harden up Roy, it should have been us! Dallas mentions leaving Unica unaffected because the goddesses specifically mention that Unica was their favorite. Unica wants to jump in and start swinging, but what if she hits her friends? What if she overestimates her abilities and is left dismembered in the shadows? Instead, she holds back and bides her time.
You're more composed than your reputation would suggest.
He gives us a message for Lady Fina that he has Rhea and he plans to claim the Black Pearl for himself. No, my friends! What did you do to my friends? Wake up, damn it! Wake up! Acquired Dragon Bone Key. Cool. Wake up, damn it! Wake up! We can't wallow in pity waiting for our friends to get better, so instead we use the Dragon Bone Key to access the next area. Keep in mind these perilous jumps lead you into the same prison as before. If you fall, you'll be running back a good ways. It's not too hard to make these jumps with the perspective here, but the threat of running back makes it kind of tense, so you might screw up. Road splits here. Go north, I guess. Oh, cool. I don't think we've gone outside from this angle.
Stop trying to screw with me.
Oh, there's people talking outside? What the hell's... What's going on over here?
From the sound of things, you don't have a lot of faith in the goddesses. Whether I do or not is none of your concern. Mind your own damn business. You're right. It isn't. You're free to do as you wish. Now, if you'll excuse me.
You...
This boy isn't worth your effort, little girl. He's damaged goods. I suggest you not do this.
What? What is the relation between Hugo Fact and the Claude Man?
That was one of our enemies, right? Do you know him?
No.
Bull shit, you don't.
But don't worry about me. You need to take this with you.
Receive the Black Pearl? What? Like the actual one? The actual Black Pearl?
It's a mock-up made by the enemy.
Okay, but why are you giving it to me?
Just trust me, you'll need it.
Man, Hugo is too mysterious. I don't know who to choose. I mean, Roy can give us a stable, wonderful life, but what's the point of life without the flaming passion that Hugo brings? Wait, what am I talking about? These jumping blade guys are one of the most annoying enemies in the game, so I hope you like fighting 7 of them at once to unlock this save point. A boss door, but no medallion. I scavenged through everything I can, and I can't find anything. You know, except for a ruby to power up my phoenixes. Hell yeah, dude. Be sure to die here and not use the save point you just unlocked and have to do the whole fucking floor again! Hugo gave me the Black Pearl. Whoa, that's crazy. We might as well pass along Lord Dallas's message to Fina. I don't know how helpful the message, "I'm going to kill your sister and do bad magic," is going to be, but why not?
Unica, thank goodness you're safe. I had a strange sensation, like you were screaming for help or being tortured.
Nah, I'm fine. Why'd you tell me this? Unica shares all the info about encountering Dallas and everybody getting petrified. Normally mages can undo each other's spells, but petrification is like a super rare spell that's too hard to undo for normal magic users. You know, because of course it is. But then Goddess Fina has an idea. An object that could probably assist us in dispelling the curse. Pop quiz number 2. What object is Fina going to recommend to undo the petrification spell? If you answered Dreaming Idol, you're right again. The Dreaming Idol is usually held in Solomon's Shrine, but Dino actually brought it with him? Really? Well, shit, that's pretty helpful. Good job, man.
But the idol itself won't be powerful enough. It needs an energy source.
Pop quiz number 3. What energy source are we gonna use to power up the dreaming? If you guessed Black Pearl, you're right again. I mean, it's not the Black Pearl, obviously, but it still holds considerable power, enough to charge the idol at least. Sedina rightfully points out how odd it is that Hugo just happened to bring this pearl with him. Anyway, go grab the idol from Dino on the ground floor. Oh, can't teleport here. Okay, now grab the idol from Dino. Oh, wait, can't teleport here. Okay, now grab the idol from Dino on the ground floor.
Dino!
Unica explains that the other knights have been turned to stone.
Oh dear, that's not good at all.
That's not good. Yeah, understatement of the year, dude. Bring the idol and the Black Pearl to Fina. She uses some gypsy voodoo. Bada bing, bada boom. Bob's your uncle. The idol's ready. Kadena mentions again how Hugo seems like somebody who would have gone rogue. And boy, are we glad he didn't. Yeah, imagine that. Hugo? No.
The dreaming idol has been fully powered.
So, it's ready to be used on Roy and the others?
Uh-oh. See that? Roy and the others. There's Roy, then there's everybody else. I knew you were sweet on him. We like Roy.
Thank you, Lady Fina. I love you.
Uh-oh. Unica? More like Eureka, am I right? Fina reminds us that all magic is of the Black Pearl across Ease, technically making all magic quote-unquote bad magic, and maybe Unica's heart is simply so pure that she can't use magic at all. That is an amazingly cute way to explain Unica's lack of magic abilities. It's like me in grade 9 math. I wasn't stupid. I wasn't dumb. My heart was too pure for— What?
Surprise, fuckers! It worked! It really worked!
Everybody's kind of amazed that we managed to pull all that off, so we get to sit back and have our egos stroked for a bit. Commander Galleon remembers an old letter written to him by Unica's father.
It is said that every man, woman, and child has an important role to play. Regardless of how powerful or influential they may be, our time to shine will always come without fail. Until it does, all we can do is wait. When the moment is right, we hear the call. It's how we answer that call that determines the strength of our character.
Ooh, chills. Everybody's still a bit weak from having been turned into rocks, so they head back to home base and we push a bit farther. Cecilia gives us the medallion for the boss door, so we'll go there. Pictomos, the Grim Mantid. Oh, I remember your bitch ass from last time! Funny enough, his moveset is pretty much the exact same, and he's just as easy. So sit back and use this fight as a bit of a break. Although, real talk, if anybody watching this is familiar with this game and knows how to dodge this attack, please let me know. Sometimes when running, I escape it, and sometimes I don't. I don't know what to do here. Oh, this area gives me serious Ruins from Phantasy Star Online vibes. Probably because the mantises look similar. Anything purple, neon, and sci-fi is usually a good jumping off point. We get a walkie-talkie call before heading in. A call from Aeolia, who's with the others on the ground floor. She gives us an order from the commander saying that we should proceed to the tower top solo. Holy shit! We really have gotten stronger! But he also warns us to be careful, you know, because there's some really strong monsters up here.
Don't worry, Unica Tova is on the case.
Yeah, this area will rearrange your guts. These mages take like no damage, and these flowers just throw fucking saw blades everywhere. Oh, and make sure you re-equip the silver bells so the enemies actually die! Pro tip, hop away like a pussy. These mages are basically just here so that you can't stand still and equip that cloak to heal your health. HP management is crucial here. From here on, they limit how much looking around you do in the stages. You're not so much trying to find keys as you are focusing on the crispy action. If you're crazy enough to find the Rhoda fruit here, the Rue actually gives you a whole new ability. You know that burst mode when Unica starts glowing and you take half damage, spells cost less? Well now, if you hit that key twice, you blow everything up. It's a lot of fun, but not strong or frequent enough to actually rely on. Oh, a giant mirror. Acquired silver dress. Silver dress. Oh shit! It's happening, boys! Alright, do a quick save and check out this room. Huh. Awfully square room you've got here.
What the? What's happening to the tower?
Dallas's ritual started, of course.
You?
Long time no see, Unica. I'm surprised you took a break from collecting food stamps and drinking 40s at the local playground to stop by. You must have gotten a lot better with that axe since last time.
I'll choose to ignore that comment if you tell me more about this ritual.
I don't know much myself. The general gist is that when it's finished, that flying shrine of yours will come crashing down.
What? Solomon's shrine is going to fall? But why?
Beats me. Dallas says it's so he can make the demonic essence complete or something.
Complete or something? Don't you have any more questions for your crazy fucking leader?
I'm not going to let that happen.
Well, you don't really have much choice. You're too late. We've already caught the other one.
Lady Rhea? Does that mean you have the Black Pearl too?
Black Pearl? I guess you could call it that. Bigger than any pearl I've ever seen. But yeah, we have it.
No.
I guess you Ease folks always lose. Too bad. So what do you say? In the mood to finish our fight? Although, I won't be holding back, so you better give me all you've got. Damn, you're so much stronger. I should have trained a little more.
Whoa, those are actually her last words. I should have trained more. That's oddly insightful coming from her. Okay, what does this rod actually do? A magic item enables its bearer to teleport through mirrors. Yep, we teleport through the mirror. Just like the tower in Ys 1, this whole mirror puzzle is great. Navigating it is actually a lot of fun, and they don't make it too stressful. Plus, how can you resist finding all the hidden goodies? There's a super hidden Claria ore here. Getting this close to the end of the game feels so good. Uh-oh, the music cut out. I'm scared. All right, no time like the present.
Huh? I'm trapped.
Unica,
Roy!
quite the predicament you've gotten yourself into. It's a simple magic cage. Don't worry, it looks flashy, but it's not strong. Should be easy to dispel.
Okay, if you wouldn't mind.
No problem. We'll call it even after you saved me when I turned to stone.
Oh, come on, this isn't anywhere near as bad.
All right, let's get you out of there.
Tisk. What a naughty little boy you are, touching things that don't belong to you.
You!
Damn, you're that sorceress who kidnapped Lady Fina.
I went through a lot of trouble to lure this girl into my snare. She's my trophy. Anyone who tries to steal my trophy will be punished. Impressive. Most men would have abandoned the little chick to flee for their lives. She must mean a great deal to you. Which will shatter first, the magic case or the humble boy who seeks to break it?
You're a monster! Stop this, Roy! You need to run!
Think about it. Is a girl so incompetent with magic worth your very life?
She is. She can't use magic, but she's damn strong. You know as well as I do, or else you wouldn't have set up a trap. She beat you once, so this is your last hope, isn't it? You're afraid of her.
Silence! I've had enough. The next strike will be fatal.
Unica, don't you dare lose.
My. What a mess. Just look at what you made me do.
You shut your damn mouth! You're nothing but a coward! A miserable, pathetic coward!
Mind your tongue, little bitch!
Uh-oh, the floating heads are back. That's how you know it's serious. Same rules as before. One head can get hit at a time, but with the added stress of Zava floating around the whole field here and attacking, this is a tough one. You can learn the patterns and stay a safe distance, but her massive health pool means that running in for extra hits is virtually required for your sanity. These big lasers are brutal. If they catch you at a super bad spot, they will follow you at your speed and drain half your health bar in an instant. But if you want revenge for Roy, if you want revenge for Daddy, then just make it happen!
How is this possible? You're just a little girl, and those were my strongest creatures. But you're too late. When the demonic essence is returned, Lord Dallas will free me.
Good, stay dead, you crazy bitch. Better check on Roy quick. Whoa! Okay, yeah, that was way worse than I remember it being. Tough break, kid. At least we still have a moment to share our feelings. A conversation so important, they drew us special portraits.
I'm so glad you're all right.
Hold on, maybe Father Superior can save you.
Don't be an idiot, Unica. Look at how bloody and fucked up I am. I've got cuts everywhere, and they're all bleeding. The blood is supposed to be inside me, Uni, but it's not. The blood is supposed to be inside. But the blood is all outside of me, Unica. I was going to give you this when you were knighted. It's a gift.
Huh? For me? Wait. What are you doing? Don't use up your magic.
I put all my magic into it. Please, use it well.
Received spirit necklace.
You have to keep going. Don't worry that you can't use magic. Just cry and shout and laugh. Don't ever lose that innocence. It's why I fell for...
Roy?
Ramona shows up just in the nick of too late.
Hey, Unica, I'm here now. Are we gonna fight Zava?
What the fuck happened to Roy?
Going through the broken mirror, we enter the final area, which includes what I think is the most universally agreed upon best trope in games. You know what I mean already. And that is remixing the game's main theme as level music! As a continuation of the previous area, it's equally rough. These plants that suck you in really push the area's difficulty over the edge. In the 100 times or so I got sucked in here, I'm pretty sure I just tried to spin my way out like 98 of those times. You know, instead of actually learning how to get out. It never worked, but it felt better for me emotionally. Another hallway, another square room. We got another fight coming up. Order of Operations says this is probably the dude who killed Unica's dad, Kishgal.
I've been waiting for you.
Oh, haven't seen you in a while.
First, you lost your father thanks to me, and now you've had to step over the corpse of yet another loved one. Seems to have hardened you up a bit. I find the only true path to strength is to drown oneself in the madness of battle. Sadness just falls away once the blood starts to spill. Maybe you can be the challenge I've been seeking.
Your idea of strength and mine are completely different.
Oh?
My dad taught me to face my weaknesses instead of running, and now I know what he meant. He wanted me to accept them and see them for what they really are. And if I could do that and move on anyway, only then would I find strength. So no matter what happens, I won't run from my sorrow. Oh, did I do it?
Despite talking so much trash, he's actually pretty easy. Even halfway through when he activates his stupid demon powers, he doesn't hit all that hard. It's one of the few bosses that we get through on the first try.
All my efforts, all the power I gained, amounted to nothing. I have no choice but to acknowledge the strength of which you and your father speak.
But you were plenty strong too. Don't sell yourself short.
Okay, freeze here. The breadth and depth of the meaning crammed into this sentence is almost unexplainable. Amidst all the shit that's gone on, despite this gay asshole being the one who killed our dad and fought us every step of the way, Unica simply cannot stand seeing somebody down in the dumps, regardless of the reason. Her existence just amplifies the lives of those around her. This girl is an angel.
You're a strange one to be sure. I can almost see how you were able to win. I'm proud to have fought you.
Thanks.
This is a death befitting a warrior. I have no regrets.
No regrets? You got beaten by a little girl! Delivering a death agreed by both parties to be befitting of a warrior is probably the best closure Unica could hope to get here. Imagine the mental fortitude required to do this. It would be like your best friend killing your mom while he's drunk driving. And then when you go to confront him about it, he smokes a bunch of PCP first before you fight. And then after you win, you just say, you know what, Jason? I forgive you.
I could have met you under different circumstances, but there's no time to think about that.
Whoa. What? What does that mean? I could have met you under different circumstances in like a positive way? Does Unica look up to this guy? I'm gonna have to chat with some people about this later. But she's right. There is no time to discuss the lore. The rooftop awaits. Just up these stairs is our final battle. Similar to Ease 1, the last two fights occur one right after another. As an additional little challenge, I dare you to find a more hype final hallway than this! We enter the rooftop, no longer able to even see the clouds amidst all the magical forces. Without skipping a beat, we reach the top.
Lady Rhea!
Unica.
Well, if it isn't the Tova girl, I must admit I'm surprised.
Release Lady Rhea and hand over the Black Pearl right now.
I'm afraid I can't do that. They're both quite instrumental to my plans.
As we know, the Black Pearl's power is what Dallas is going to use to unlock the demonic essence. Because the Black Pearl is being used right now to keep this whole land in the air, he plans to steal the power away from that for himself to activate demon mode. And when he strips the power from the Pearl, Ease will crash down to the ground. Unica gets fired up. She strikes, but it's no use.
Remember, you're no sorceress. You're just a little girl blindly flailing around big sharp objects. I am behind a very solid barrier.
Unica, don't. He's taken the demonic essence into himself.
Perhaps I'll give you a demonstration of my power.
Even his weakened blast reduces us to our knees. Blow after blow, it seems like it's all over. What would Dad have done in this situation? What should we do in this situation? What would Roy have done?
Sorry to keep you waiting, Unica.
Reinforcements have arrived.
You came!
Rhea and Fina lock eyes, knowing what the fuck's up. They pray in unison, and the protective barrier around Lord Dallas is ripped to shreds.
Impossible.
Backed into a corner, Dallas knows there's only one thing he can do. Despite not yet having the full power of the Pearl, he combines himself with the demonic essence. A magic barrier engulfs Dallas and ourselves. What was a team effort has become a one-on-one till the death fight. A fight for the fate of Ease. Enter this fight prepared, or just uninstall the game and kill yourself. All those previous boss fights where I mentioned patience, they don't have shit on this. You attack these shields that show up on front of him, but you have to switch to the proper skill matching that symbol to actually do damage. And don't forget to avoid his ruthless onslaught of lasers the whole time. If you don't feel like playing this game anymore and you just want to die immediately, I'd recommend getting caught in this attack. First phase done, second phase done. It seems impossible. We seem powerless. Unica Tova, the daughter of Saul Tova, annoying little companion to the goddesses who invited herself on this journey. She's the one who has to make it all happen. But yeah, when push comes to shove, and you are backed up against a corner, and you are backed up by those important to you, when we actually allow our feelings to flow, and when this guy killed our daddy, anything is possible!
My ambitions, foiled by powerless humans.
Humans are actually strong because we love each other and we have feelings, yada 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 yada.
Just remember, humans and demons are two sides of the same coin. As long as humans exist, so too will we.
Dallas gets blown the fuck out so hard that he actually succumbs to the demonic essence, like entirely. So what we see here is the pure, literal form of the essence.
Just leave that to us. Are you ready? I am.
The clouds clear, and it returns back to how it was. From the ending of Ys 2, we already know that the goddesses plan to guard the Black Pearl within the depths of the Solomon Shrine. When Rhea and Fina gave up their wings, their very essence is drained, and now they need some time to rest. They will sleep alongside the Pearl, under Solomon's Shrine, for a long time.
I lost Dad. I lost Roy. And now I'll lose you too.
I'm so sorry, Unica. Please don't cry.
The goddesses confirm Dallas's words. Humans and demons really are linked. As long as we exist, they will too.
Even as we sleep, we will always think of you as a friend.
Also a running theme. Fina thanked Adol for making her feel like a woman, and she thanked Unica for making her feel like a friend. These goddesses have a pretty consistent yearning for human emotions thing. The goddesses seal themselves away. The whole search party returns to the Rhoda tree to teleport back down to the surface, having completed their mission. But there's something about the goddesses, staying sealed in the shrine up here forever. It doesn't really sit right with Unica. She talks it over with some others and announces she's going to stay. The groups make their final goodbye as they split into two groups of people, one group inhabiting Asteria and one inhabiting Ys. So, wait. Is this like how people got here? Is this like the Ys equivalent of Adam and Eve? That's fucking crazy! To be continued. Wow. I'm speechless. We learned the origin story of this land, and we finally figured out how Dark Fact came to be. Wait, we didn't learn shit about Dark Fact! Where did Dark Fact end up coming from? Hugo Fact is the only one we know, right? He's the only member of the Fact family, and he looked like he returned home peacefully at the end, so what the hell happened? Well, there is another storyline here for Hugo, but isn't this the same story, just told from a different perspective? Let's check it out, I guess. So, I don't have the power, and you don't have the sanity to sit through another whole goddamn playthrough of this, so we'll kind of go through quicker and scout for the differences.
Hugo, you should go to the surface. You are to determine the whereabouts of the goddesses, and bring them back to Solomon's Shrine. With the eyes of fact, this should not be difficult. But there is something else you must do as well, and it will not be so easy.
Alright, so we awaken in the field outside of the tower, having also gotten blown a ways away because of the failed transport that brought the whole team here. We chat with the Rhoda tree as well, but notice this is the younger brother tree. We can tell because of his name here, obviously, but we can also tell because of the direction we're facing the tower. That is such a nice touch. Hugo tells the Rhoda tree his last name. The tree mentions having not spoken to somebody in the Fact family for quite a while. Right off the bat, there's an interesting difference between Uni and Hugo. Basically, Hugo just doesn't really give a fuck. He downplays the Rhoda tree's advice and he pieces out mid-sentence.
My, such an impatient lad. But then, he is of the Fact line. I hope my worries are for naught.
Oh shit, something is gonna happen! Something's gonna happen behind the scenes! That's so cool! We head inside, meet everyone, and learn all the controls again. Hugo actually doesn't use melee, it's all ranged. So you just blast these orbs as fast as your fingers can tap the buttons. I'm actually glad we did Unica's first. Going back to melee after this would be rough. We meet up with the others and confirm our mission. Much like Unica's route, Hugo thinks being in a party is for lame wads and wants to do solo recon work instead. At least until the final party member shows up. The final party member here is Unica. When we were playing as Unica, Hugo Fact was the party member we waited on. So, you know.
Who knows? He is a sorcerer, so maybe he has some kind of spell to hide himself.
Heh, he sure didn't waste any time getting his pasty ass away from us, did he?
Who the hell are these two talking about?
I still can't figure out what the deal is with this map he dropped.
Excuse me, who are you people?
Uh-oh, Hugo's gonna confront them like we did with Unica. Be careful, Hugo! They're gonna call you names and give you titty twisters! Epona was a real asshole to Unica, so I just hope Hugo has the banter he needs to keep up.
Ugh, you sorcerer types are really annoying. You're all stoic and moody. What are you laughing at?
I just can't stand women who talk too much.
Based alert! Based alert!
Your sense of style is severely lacking. Your trident is cheap-looking, and you seem overall unintelligent.
Uh-oh! We've reached BasedCon 3! Warning everybody, BasedCon 3!
What?
She tries to teach us a lesson, but since she's an incompetent, ugly moron, she loses right away. Epona insists she was just having an off day, and Hugo shit talks her some more.
Well, you just have a comeback for everything, don't you?
What an interesting dichotomy. We spend the whole Unica route getting bullied by Epona for being small and weak and gay, but now Hugo's doing the same thing. This is great.
You look an awful lot like him.
Who?
Gotta go. Bye!
We actually get the Eye of the Mask from this fight instead of a chest this time. We use it and we find Rico in his cuck room, same as last time. His darn wound is acting up again. When we disable this evil force here, that girl Musha shows up. They have a little reunite session. Remember that in this playthrough, the whole team hasn't seen each other yet since the teleportation went wrong. Musha is clearly in love with Hugo and offers her healing powers to us while we explore. But Hugo's a lone wolf and tells her to get fucked. Kadena says Hugo is clueless about Musha's affection. I don't think he's clueless. I just don't think he gives a fuck. Big difference. First boss rolls around, you already know this. It is fun to take on the bosses with a ranged mindset this time. Lots of small differences in how you approach things. Blow through the flooded prison and meet Epona again. She's surprised we beat Velagunder, which is this guy. This is Velagunder.
Velagunder? That beast's low intelligence was its undoing.
All right, Hugo, ease up. You're treading a thin line between badass and Reddit. Notice how Unica childishly mispronounces the beast's name,
Vesagata?
whereas Hugo gets it right. These little differences in their dialogue is a real treat for those of us paying attention.
I'm gonna beat that pasty face of yours into shreds.
You just never learn, do you?
What?
You should get some help. Set some traps or something. You're just duplicating the circumstances of your loss. This is why I hate dealing with the unintelligent.
BasedCon 2! BasedCon 2!
Did I strike a nerve? I'm surprised anything could get through that thick baboon-shaped skull of yours.
What? What the hell is your problem?
Wait. We shouted the same thing at her, didn't we? When we were playing the Unica route? Dude, what the fuck is your problem? Oh my god, they really are flipping the script. This is amazing. She agrees to change her tactics and calls a couple familiars. But because she has a tiny female brain, the familiars immediately turn on her and she cries out to us for help.
Hey, piss boy.
Did you just go see the movie Piss Boy?
Sucked.
What the fuck? How is it fun? What do we do now?
Piss Boy 2 being called a masterpiece, just like the last one. Perfect.
Did you just see Piss Boy 2?
Way overhyped.
Fucking Rotten Tomatoes!
Piss Boy 3 is so good. It's so fucking good.
I'm asking for your help, okay?
What? She wants us to help her? I don't know, man, you goddess kidnapping freaks. What makes you think you deserve the help of the Knights of Ease? Well, because she blackmails us about that thing she said earlier. You know, where she said,
You look an awful lot like him.
Who?
Gotta go. Bye!
She tells us if she dies, we'll never know who she was talking about. Whoop the monster's asses and talk again. She mentions a new guy. He joined their team about 6 months ago, and he fights using claws. So this claw-armed guy looks like Hugo, huh? Also, he apparently wants to be called the Claw, which rules. But I think we know what this all means. Let's just wait and see. Hugo tells Epona to leave now if she wants to live. She asks why we're being so mean, given her efforts to accommodate us. Accommodate us? Okay, something's going on with Epona. She's a bad guy, yeah, but she's clearly got a softer, sweeter side. Get the scales to breathe underwater, and then breathe underwater. We get the same call from Aeolia in the walkie-talkie, telling us that the other members of the search party arrived. I guess we can go say hi.
I suppose this solo search hasn't been without its merits. It pains me to stop now, but ignoring the summon would only raise suspicion.
Well, sure. Raise suspicion? Look, Hugo Fact, just become Dark Fact already, so I can get some closure on this! We head back down and meet up with everybody. Rico tells us we should try dropping a few loads in Musha. Hugo says no way, fag, and leaves. We get to re-meet everybody. Oh, it's Roy. Funny things are gonna happen, Roy. They all find out Hugo's last name is Fact and have a totally acceptable response.
I finally get to put a face to the name. Are you related to Toll, Fact?
Yes, I'm his younger brother.
Okay, so this claw-handed man is for sure Hugo's brother, and is for sure named Toll Fact. But let's just wait a second and let the game tell us. Unica's still missing. Captain tells us to find the goddesses, #1 mission, yada yada, same as before. Kadena is surprised we're going alone. She also calls these orbs of ours the Eyes of Fact. Cool spell name.
Hugo.
I don't have time to placate you, Musha.
Damn, this dude is cold as ice! Don't worry, Musha. My prediction is that after all this, Hugo and you will get married. That's my actual prediction as of right now. It seems too obvious. Rico calls out our handling of Musha's adoration, calling it the antithesis of delicate, which is an awesome band name. By the way, head through the whole water area to get the leave and strike hammer. This time it gives you an exploding trap mine skill instead of a lightning hit. This is neat. I'm glad they thought outside the box. It could have easily just been a lightning shot, right? Some of these grinding spots from last time are so satisfying as Hugo, it's insane. Kill Nike Tilger, which is this guy, and move on to the guilty fire area. Remember this room? This is where Unica admitted that Lady Fina was on this floor. This time it's a bit different. Musha still needs saving, but there's some tension between her and Hugo when we do.
Ever since we were kids, you've always come to my rescue. If you need to talk, I'm here.
I literally do not need to speak about a single thing at any point in time, ever.
Okay.
Teleport back, run ahead, and confront Fina, who I remind you is on this
Floor.
Like before, Fina is surprised that a whole search party is looking for her. Hugo offers an escort back to the entrance of the tower. Fina refuses and says, "Me and Rhea need to do this on our own." Epona shows up again, but with the claw by her side. Okay, cut the shit. This is Toll Fact. He's Hugo's brother, okay? Moving on. Toll is the former captain of the Holy Knights? Holy shit! He apparently faked his own death or something when the Solomon Shrine was being lifted into the sky. I guess he was one of the other people who went with Unica's dad.
Toll Fact is dead. The demons are my family now.
Fina's shocked that Toll accepted some of the demonic essence, to become evil. Epona tries to talk while Toll and Hugo are having a verbal battle of intellect, and Hugo just tells her to shut up. It's pretty funny.
Father gave me orders to find the traitor within our ranks. The man who had let himself become one with the demons. I was ordered to kill you, Toll.
Alright, so Toll is the former head of the Holy Knights, our whole search party here. He's a traitor to ease that Hugo's father talked about, and he likes to be called the Claw. Got it. Hugo tosses out some more hate and we fight Toll. Hugo shouts that he should have killed Toll because
Daddy said so.
Toll says don't hold back, because of course he does. And we lose. Shit. I guess maybe I shouldn't have held back. We lie defeated. Zava teleports in to kidnap Fina and leave with the others. Zava actually orders Toll to fucking kill Hugo on the spot here to prove his loyalty, but right before he does, everybody actually shows up on time this time. Current Commander Galleon is shocked to see his former equally ranked friend on the other side, and he realizes he's no longer able to believe that Toll's betrayal was just a rumor. Unica shows up. Although, when we're not playing as her, She doesn't really do much. Back at base, Priest Shion unveils that Rhea and Fina brought the Black Pearl into the tower. Hugo says they must be ashamed of the utter stupidity of their actions. Cecilia hears that one member of your family that gives a shit about the royal family, and she says, "You will not speak of the goddesses that way!" A fight breaks out, and it eventually ends. Hugo has a massive amount of tension with everybody here. Priest Shion reminds us that fighting each other will get us nowhere, as the real enemy is Israel. Oh, I guess I have to pick up Unica's dad's sword now? How's that gonna work? Well, Hugo power trips seeing Unica's dad's sword and claims it in the name of his family and begins absorbing its power. Surprisingly though, Unica's dad shows up in ghost form here too. He says that he senses a deep unease within us and that endlessly chasing strength is a meaningless path. Hugo has a nice evil laugh after absorbing such a strong artifact from a well-known warrior. Somebody needs to keep an eye on this kid, okay?
With this kind of power, that bastard doesn't stand a chance.
Hugo's hatred of his brother is really clouding his judgment here, I think.
What? Who's there?
Good lord, Epona's here again? What the hell is she doing stalking us around like this?
Maybe I just came to see your stupid face.
Oh, wait. Oh, shit. Epona loves Hugo. Epona loves Hugo. Yeah, it all makes sense now. She loves being treated like shit. Just like all women do. It's so obvious now. Absorb Unica's dad's greatsword and gain, debatably, the sickest ability in the entire game. Look at this shit! The Devil's Corridor is up next. I was really curious to see how they would write their way out of this. Hugo doesn't know about the tune the goddesses play with the harmonica, right? So he can't accompany the Rue and play the harmonica to clear out the hallway. Well, guess what? They took the easiest way out humanly possible. Feeding the Rue gets you a hammer. Given this game's proclivity to its connectivity of the earlier games, I was thinking, I got a hammer in Ys 1, right? What did I do with it? You use it to break one of these side pillars to get through a trap. And what do you know? Breaking this pillar allows you to drain the terrible wind and sound from the Devil's Corridor, meaning that Hugo managed to get past this major hurdle using the equivalent of opening a fucking window. This boss that gave me so much trouble from before was fun to blow through. You might also notice the bitrate of the video goes to shit for a few minutes. That's not the result of me choosing the wrong settings. No, that's just one of Lord Dallas's clever tricks to stop us. As we go to enter the sand area,
Well, took you long enough. You, prepare yourself, Toll. I wasn't ready last time, but that's all changed. So, you met with Unica's father, Commander Tova.
how the fuck did you know that?
I'm part demon now, so I can sense these energies.
Oh, okay. That explains it. So he actually sensed that Hugo absorbed Unica's dad's greatsword and knows that he only absorbed it to become stronger than him? That is a power move! He walks away clearly having won the Battle of the Mines. Hugo says,
I can take you any time, Toll, because I'm the rightful heir to the fact name.
this area is the same. It's still annoying, but you get the double jump here, so it's all Gucci. This next room is where Rhea saved us as Unica. You know, where she shook the bells and everything fucking exploded and it was sick. So how's this gonna work?
Hugo fact, is it?
Lady Rhea.
We get ambushed like before, but instead of telling Rhea to stand back while we help, Rhea just floats here and says nothing while we kill everything. It's pretty funny. Hugo calls Rhea a stupid bitch for bringing the Black Pearl here, and they also discuss Toll. Since Toll was the leader of the Holy Knights at one point, it obviously makes sense that the goddesses and him know each other. Rhea has an idea of why he turned, but can't tell me because of honor. She says he's not our enemy or ally, but rather on a path all his own.
Huh? What? Huh?
That is one of the stupidest things I've ever heard. You come here with the Black Pearl without a word to any of the 6 priests. And now you defend my brother, the traitor? He's a goddamn demon. Why does he get off so easy?
Rhea gives us the silver bells to get us to shut up, which I think represents like handing a toy to a toddler, right? Shaking a pair of keys in front of them, but I might be reaching. Rhea says she wants to do this alone and teleports away. Aeolia calls us, telling us that Fina is being held at Rado's annex. Last time, Rhea told Unica that info here, but apparently Toll had mentioned it during an encounter with the others when we weren't around? This Toll guy seems a little too helpful. Hugo knows the goddesses are keeping things from him and everyone. He even considers interrogating the goddesses himself. At Rado's annex where Fina's being kept, we actually aren't greeted by anyone this time. I'm guessing this is because of Hugo's love of running ahead solo. It just means the others haven't gotten here yet. We fight Zava like last time, although her familiar is a bit less daunting considering Epona summoned 2 of these things earlier. We win. Zava compliments us on our ability and says Lord Dallas and us would get along well, calling us even kindred spirits. Given Hugo's refusal to be a team player so far, I wouldn't be surprised if he fell for this shit. At the big evil door to the big evil room, there's a scene that I really like. Hugo's the cool wizard brother in the family, right? He doesn't need any fancy tools or anything to get through this door. If he just blasts it with his biggest magic, surely it will break open, right? He uses his dumb little math equations, blasts the door, and gets his colon ruptured by its seal.
Hugo, you damn fool. Just because people around you acknowledge your abilities doesn't mean they understand what you can do. You acting like a puppy dog performing to impress your masters. Facts have no need for masters.
And facts don't care about your feelings.
They seek only power, and with enough power, you can surpass your brother.
What? Who the fuck was just talking? Oh damn, our ass got knocked out cold. Aw, Epona's keeping an eye on us. That's cute. She apparently just saved us because for our upcoming rematch, she needs us to be in tip-top shape. This is obviously hillbilly cope because she's in love with us, but it's still really funny and cute. She says Dallas already told them to withdraw from Rado's annex, so her even being here right now is breaking the rules. That's pretty risky. Dallas seems totally fucking insane, so she's actually risking quite a bit being here for Hugo right now. And she reprimands him for lying about being Toll's brother. This comment of hers activates Hugo's almonds, and he reminisces a bit. Toll was chosen to take over the fact priest line, but instead turned a blind eye and became a holy knight instead. Hugo saw him avoiding his natural position as shameful, scoffing at his own bloodline and destiny, to selfishly walk his own path. Because Hugo was essentially forced into this position of being the guy who takes over the fact bloodline, they trained him hard, maybe even too hard. I mean, no amount of being a magic prodigy can let you bypass the intense training it requires to take over for your family's legacy. Just when he finally earns his title, Epona and the others attacked Ys. Hugo watched his own brother Toll valiantly offer to hold the front lines with Unica's father, taking the spotlight away from him again.
I know I'm just lashing out at him, and my anger is illogical. But that doesn't change the fact I want him dead.
Oh shit. Did Hugo just open up to Epona?
You still love your bro though, right?
Were you even listening to me, you stupid bitch?
I've got a brother of my own, so I get it. Thanks for opening up to me. This is nice. I thought you were some uptight asshole, but you're actually a pretty reasonable asshole. Bye!
Wait, why are you going through trouble on my behalf?
Huh? I don't know. I guess I just wanted to give it a shot. Wait, that doesn't make sense. What the hell is wrong with me?
You are an oddball.
An oddball? That's the Hugo equivalent of fingering you behind the bleachers. He's into her for sure.
Don't get too comfy. Next time I see you, I'm gonna rip your dick off.
Of course. I look forward to it.
Ah, young love. Beautiful. Charge the evil ring, equip it, and get through the door. Everybody thanks Hugo for his efforts. Fina apparently spoke with Toll in private while she was locked up here, and tells Hugo not to totally hate him. Fina even mentions that Toll is worried about Hugo. Oh, he doesn't like that shit.
Just stop!
Kadena and Musha try to calm him without success. Everybody shows up, and Fina tells us all about the Black Pearl again. Nothing new. Grab the key and keep going.
Hugo!
What is it now?
I think you were right to question the goddess, but
Spit it out already. What are you getting at?
I'm worried about you. I know you want to be respected, but you're always making a scene and scaring everybody. I know you're just mad because of your brother, and I know you probably won't take me up on this since you never have, but I just want you to know that I'm here for you.
Will you just leave me the hell alone already? If you quit stammering for 1 second and actually listened, maybe you'd get it. You'd think I'm letting my brother's acts or my own position go to my head. It seems you know me better than I, is that it?
I didn't mean it that way.
I don't want to hear it. Get out of my sight. I'm sure as hell not going to take any advice from you.
Hugo. Holy shit, Hugo. You know what? I didn't think I'd ever say this, but the way you abused that woman was not based. Kadena suggests we apologize. Maybe later. Get the double jump, fight the sand boy, and enter the prison. We actually run into Epona outside of the tower in one of these parts, and we get this cute little exchange where they're both kind of happy to see each other. They both insist that they couldn't possibly fight here. It would be too dangerous. And then they let each other go again. It's really cute. My boy Hugo is gonna get in more hillbilly pussy than castor oil on daddy's finger. Woo! And she warns us that Dallas likes us, like really likes us, and he wants us to join the tunnel snakes. So, you know, resist evil and all that.
She really is an oddball.
Reaching that area where everyone was petrified seems like we missed it and it already happened. Unica freaks out and wonders what the hell to do. Hugo tells Unica to handle it herself. You know, give Priest Shion a call with the walkie-talkie and ask for instructions. We can't help her because we need to keep climbing. Unica is not happy. This shows a cool fundamental disconnect between Hugo and the others. Unica wouldn't dream of continuing on while her friends are stuck here, but Hugo just sees it as kinda divvying up the responsibilities. Unica's can-do hero attitude versus Hugo's logical mind. Very interesting to see how they differ. Oh, this is that outside area from last time. Remember as Unica, we ran into Toll and Hugo talking outside? Then Hugo gave us the pearl.
I'm impressed you managed to get here. Toll, you've gotten stronger, but you don't pay attention to your surroundings. You will never be me, and I will never be you. Hugo received the Black Pearl. What the hell is this? It was constructed by Dallas during a trial run. Why are you giving this to me? Is this a sick joke? Call it a favor. I owe Galleon a few.
Okay, this Toll guy is way too helpful. This doesn't add up at all. What's this guy's end game? We bring the Black Pearl back to Fina to get Unica the Dreaming Idol so she can undo the stone curse. We also tell Fina that Toll gave it to us and that we're super busy and need to leave. Bye. On the way out, Fina senses a darkness within us. Okay, is it official bet placing time? Who ends up becoming Dark Fact? The final boss of Ys 1. Hugo seems a little too obvious, but Toll has been nothing but a good guy so far, so I don't know. Go in the comments and place your bet. The now unfrozen team members give us a boss key, but before we can open the door and fight the Mantis...
Hugo Fact, we meet at last. You are a slow one. I was growing tired of waiting. Toll and Zaba have spoken so highly of you. I couldn't pass up the chance to meet you.
The feeling's mutual. You've made quite a name for yourself. You are Dallas, no?
And yes, he is. He admires our strength, and he knows of Hugo's desire to overpower his brother Toll. He even offers us something that could help. A fragment of the demonic essence. Jesus Christ! Hugo, this is like the fentanyl of Ys. Don't touch that shit. Dallas offers to give us a trial run of demon powers, which Hugo takes like a fucking idiot. Little did Hugo know that after 14 days, it auto-pays for the whole year. Although with the demonic powers, we get to mess up the Mantis pretty good. That's fun. We actually get to mess it up twice. This time with our dialogue in red. That's how you know we've gone demon mode.
I am the strongest man alive!
Hugo!
Stay back. Something's not right about him.
Oh shit, Musha's here? Bad timing, Musha! Bad timing! He's been edging for 3 days! Get out of here!
Well, if it isn't Musha and Kadena, what brings you here?
Lady Fina asked us to check on you. What's happened to you, Hugo?
He's accepted the demonic essence, and it's eating away at him.
Hugo, please. You You have to hold on.
Shut the hell up, you whiny bitch! I'm tired of you meddling in my affairs. If you won't shut up, I can always shut you up myself.
Musha, quick, we need to leave.
Too late! So weak! So incredibly weak! Unworthy of life! You will die!
You are such a dumbass, man. Didn't I warn you about this shit?
You
went ahead and took his offer anyway. The hell is wrong with you? I guess I'll smack some sense into you after all. All those eyes and you can't see shit. Snap out of it, man. If it takes over, you're screwed. Your brother didn't flip out when he got his powers. You gonna let him outdo you?
Quick pause. This line is so good. This is my new pick for best line in the game. It shows a total understanding of Hugo's mind space by Epona.
Didn't you say you wanted to be respected? Now you're just an empty shell with a shitload of power. People won't think of you as mighty, they'll just pity you.
You still haven't learned to shut your mouth, have you?
Ha! That's the old Hugo.
He runs to check on the girls and they're fine. Man, Epona really came through for us here. This girl is seriously more than I expected from our Unica playthrough. But we can't have much more of this. Dallas is gonna catch your ass slipping if you keep helping her.
Tisk, tisk. I was quite enjoying the show.
Oh, fuck!
Dallas?
I must admit, Epona, I never suspected you capable of interfering. You've shown your true colors. Allow me to show you mine.
What are you doing to her? Petrification?
Hugo, I'll leave you to sit and ponder your helplessness.
Epona, please, hang in there.
Well, I did kind of go behind his back and help you. I can hardly blame him.
Damn, your legs are rock solid. Wait here, I'll grab the idol we used on the knights.
It's not gonna work, Hugo. You had your goddess's power for that. I'm a demon. I can't accept that blessing. It's moving slowly, probably to teach me a lesson. I'm guessing I'll crumble to dust right after.
No, isn't there anything I can do? Anything at all?
There is. Just stay here with me and keep holding me like this, okay?
Okay, I will. Why did you risk so much just to help me?
Well, I'm not really good at this stuff, but I've never felt this before. I just wanted to help you. It felt right.
That's it? You helped me just because of how I made you feel? That's not right. You deserve better.
Don't talk like that. You're interesting, Hugo Fact. I'll always respect you and look up to you.
Holy shit, dude. That was fucking brutal! Hugo feels a rush in the tip of his penis and feels a newfound determination. We save the game and we exit to Windows because we are tired. We whoop Kishgal's ass. He actually just gives us that rod we need to go through mirrors. If you remember, he mentioned he doesn't like fighting sorcerers. So take the rod and go through the mirror and fight Zava. Zava obviously taunts us about Epona's recent death.
Don't let a pathetic backwoods girl like her hold you back.
What? Did you want to date me yourself? Sorry, I'm not into middle-aged women. We finally fight Toll, who puts up a suspiciously easy fight before he falls unconscious on the floor. We climb the stairs to the roof, we fight Dallas, and everything ends. The goddesses sleep, they guard the pearl, and we split off into two groups at the end. So wait, what the fuck? So we just don't get to find out the king of all mysteries here? Where the fuck did Dark Fact come from?
Toll can now be used in story mode.
Toll can be used? What the fuck? What is happening? We get to play as the bad guy? What? When starting Toll's route, instead of awakening near either Rhoda tree like Unica and Hugo did, we actually get to see when the goddesses first headed towards the tower. They mention sensing something, a weapon made of tempered claria. Not to be confused with Johann Sebastian Bach's The Well-Tempered Clavier. I will see myself out. The sword they sense is the Sword of Claria. Its previous owner must have died while using it in some sort of final standoff battle right here. But wait, it glows.
He's alive.
Clearly, this is probably the battlefield after that one battle. You know how Unica's dad and Toll went in dicks first in that first fight to protect everybody? The one Unica's dad died in? So I think we can actually assume this is Toll's weapon. He uses claws now, but maybe he used a sword before. Rhea seems awfully happy that he's alive. Wow, we really just start in the tower. So sick! Oh, look, we can turn the goddess statues into demons instead of the other way around. That's so cool. All right, I have no idea how this is going to play out from Toll's perspective. There's some questions that I have regarding how certain things from all these timelines can happen at once. But because this is now the unlocked super secret route, I think we can just assume that this is the canonical one, unless something wild happens. In the first room where Hugo and Unica ran into the bad guys for the first time, we actually run into Galleon.
Long time no see, Galleon. Not since the War Council meeting, the night before Solomon's Shrine was lifted up.
Okay, yeah. So when the goddesses found this Claria sword in the field, that was most likely the last fight before everything happened.
Toll fact? You're alive? Why the hell didn't you try contacting us? Well, not that you could, considering Ease was raised to the sky afterward.
I really like how Galleon addresses his own complaint like this. He's a really level-headed dude, very commander-like.
Is Commander Tova with us too?
No, he's dead.
I'm sorry to hear that. Why are you dressed like that?
My clothes and sword proved of little use to the demons. Regardless, I'm still well dressed for my current situation.
Your current situation?
A group of people beyond the border of Ease have the power to control demons. My current situation is that I'm working with them.
Wait, the demons who attacked us were being controlled, and you're helping them?
Sorry to disappoint. I'm now an enemy of Ease itself. In fact, I'm on my way to capture the goddesses right now.
You're not joking, are you? Why? Why are you doing this?
When I fell in battle, the Darklings captured me. They invited me to their ranks and offered me a demonic power of my own. I accepted and am now a devoted member.
Not to nitpick your story, Toll, but that isn't really an explanation. That's like getting asked why you started trafficking drugs across the border, and your answer is because I got a driver's license.
All I know is that once I provide the goddesses to the others, the Darklings will pull out of Ease entirely, leaving them in my care to do as I wish.
You sick, twisted, merciless, stinky coward!
You can have whatever's left of them if you want.
Silence! Your life ends here, traitor! Ugh, how is this possible?
I'm faster now than ever, and only getting faster. You can call me Toll the Hedgehog. You should never take on an opponent assuming his skill is unchanged from years ago.
Years ago? Okay, so this battle wasn't like a week ago. It was a couple years back. That checks out, actually, considering Unica is used to her father's death. So yeah, it's been a while.
Bear this in mind, Toll. I will not accept this change in you. One way or another, you will remember who you truly are.
All right, there's no mask of the eye in either of these chests. Let's hope it stays that way. What? The ring I got here is just a raw stat bonus? That's new. I guess they knew how fun the slashy gameplay is with Toll, so they just added in some raw gear to boost the numbers. Toll's first ability is just a straight up fast slash, which is probably the best ability in the entire game, and you should know pretty much right away why it's so good. In the side room here, you know, Rico's cuck shed, Toll kills all the bats in the room and gains their power. We learn to go demon mode. It's the same as boost mode from Unica and Hugo, but more visually cool. More importantly though, since we turn into an actual demon, that means we can get past demon traps, like this one here. That is so clever. What a clever way for this route to play out. I wonder what else you can do with this.
Who's there? Who's there?
Well, what have we here?
Who are you? And how did you change your appearance like that?
Isn't it proper manners to introduce oneself first?
I'm Unica. Unica Tova.
Oh, the commander's daughter?
You know him?
You could say that. But anyway, why is a little girl like you in a dangerous place like this?
I told you my name. Answer my question.
I suggest asking Galleon about me. He'll tell you all about it. Your father is dead.
So the demons did get him. Was it you who did it?
And if it was?
How dare you hurt my dad?
I'm sure she'll wake up later. With the first boss, Velagander, we get a cool piece of info. Even though these demons are created by Dallas and Zava to prevent the others from getting up the tower, Dallas gave Toll specific permission to kill any demons that get in the way of kidnapping the goddesses. We don't actually know Toll's mindset yet. This doesn't tell us anything. Is he killing this monster just because he needs to get to the goddesses? Or is he doing it to secretly help us? It's hard to say.
Not too shabby, Claw Slut.
Oh fuck, Epona's back. Okay.
Hey, Clawman, do you have a brother?
Oh great, now we get to lie to Epona in 2 different multiverses. This is where Toll obviously realizes that his brother Hugo is in the E's search party, and they're out to rescue the goddesses. Oh, we get a flashback for Toll.
You know, Toll, you really ought to check in with your family. I'm sure even your father worries.
He doesn't have it in him to worry. Besides, I stepped down, remember? Hugo is the successor now.
We all know he's just trying to find a reason to stay in Solomon's shrine.
See how he blushes? That's the mark of a man who's been thoroughly exposed.
Okay, that's enough.
Wait, he's blushing? He wants to stay in Solomon's shrine instead of hanging out with his own family? Why? We learn Hugo and Toll's dad's name is Cain. He's the actual priest of the Fact family. You know, the 6 priests of ease. King shit. Cool to have a name at least.
Pardon my intrusion, Lady Rhea. Lady Fina.
Toll, it's good to see you. Would you like some tea?
No, that won't be necessary. I'm just a bodyguard. If anything, I should serve you.
When we first met, your attitude was more cavalier.
Well, yes, but you hid your wings at that time.
You didn't think young women like us could be divine beings, is that it? I recall you even thinking we were maids. You act so stilted and formal in our presence. Such unforgivable rudeness.
Damn, Rhea, chill. Give the guy a goddamn break.
Okay, I get it. You want me to treat you like I do the others, yes?
Yes, please.
They chat about Unica and how she's their little buddy. Toll thinks that being too friendly to a normal person like Unica sends the wrong message. Fina and Rhea don't like that shit. Alright, so Toll was your typical overly uptight knight of the goddesses and preferred to be around everyone but his own family. Let's just finish up Waterworld here.
Hold it right there. You're already in my range. I advise you not to resist.
Damn, try that one out at the club next time, Hugo, huh? Hugo mentions again this mission from his dad to locate and kill the backstabber, somebody who was feeding intel to the demons. Hugo reminisces on how Toll always avoided the family, left all the responsibilities to him. He tries to take us down, but like any little brother, he simply can't compete with us physically.
Did you ever think what it means to truly take over House Fact? I thought about it. Only then did I decide to abandon my birthright. It may have not been good for us, but it's what I had to do for myself. Even if I get past you as my brother, what about betraying Ease and the goddesses? And dressing up like a damn gangbanger? Did you do that for yourself too?
Musha and Kadena come in. Kadena's upset about seeing Toll like this, you know, a demon. She was part of the original entourage, so they know each other. Kadena teleports them all to safety.
How could a savior of ease sink so low?
A savior? Please. I'm just a weak-willed lowlife who gave into temptation.
Family trouble, huh?
Kishgal asks us why we let everyone go. Toll says his only mission is to retrieve the goddesses and the Black Pearl, so nobody else is of any concern to him. This is obviously bullshit, and Kishgal is suspicious, but he lets it slide. We unlock Thunderclaw. It's a claw of thunder. Got it? Moving on. Take down the boss and continue. Flashback.
Rhea has been pushing herself so hard since the demons showed up. Could you talk to her and get her to slow down a little?
All right, I'll try.
She told you that, did she?
She's just worried. We all have our limits, and you shouldn't push yourself too hard.
There's no need to worry. I'm aware of my limits, and I have yet to approach them. Sometimes, even we get a little scared. But second-guessing ourselves makes us seem weak. We must always be steadfast in our resolve. After all, we are goddesses.
That's not true. I know I haven't experienced half of what you have, so I have no right to speak. But simply put, you're not perfect beings. If being a goddess requires infallibility, then you two are only halfway there. Halfway to perfection is still amazing. Pushing all the way there is pointless.
Well, you don't mince words, do you?
I'm just speaking my mind openly, with a friend.
Damn, Toll! Take it easy! Woo! I'm getting hot just watching you!
Before I forget, my visit here today had another purpose. I hope you like it.
Hope you like it. Like what? Like what? The suspense is killing me! Screw this area! Yada yada yada! Next flashback! Actually, we meet Fina before the next flashback. Fina's happy to see us alive. She says that Rhea will be jealous that she found me first. Wait, Rhea will be jealous? Holy fuck. Oh my god. Are you kidding me? Fina tries to speak casually, but Toll insists he's just doing his job. He asks her to come quietly, she says no, and Zava teleports in to disrupt the reunion. We know that one of the good guys is gonna burst in here. Surprisingly, it's Priest Shion. Shion's kind of been in the background so far. He's the main priest that rules over Solomon's Shrine, so his rank is actually the highest here. We fight him, and his magic is of no use against my claws, to nobody's surprise. Instead of Toll about to kill Hugo and everyone rushing in, Toll is about to kill Shion and everybody rushes in. The good guys go back to home base, whereas we, the bad guys, actually all teleport to Rado's Annex next. That's cool, it's like a sequence break. Dallas has all kinds of sick ideas to bait out Rhea, but Toll says that Fina and Rhea likely have a contingency plan worked out for this, and no threats are gonna work. Dallas realizes how close Toll was with them at one point. Dallas locks Fina in the barrier, and Toll kind of lets his anger slip here. If I was these people, I'd be suspicious by now. Anyway, grab the key and leave. Wait, Toll, I want you to have this. Toll received the silver harmonica? What the fuck are you doing giving this to him?
What the fuck are you doing giving this to me?
Rhea dropped it earlier when we first encountered the demons. You will see her before I. Please give it back to her.
Why? Why are you doing this?
You're searching for her, right? It's only logical to assume you'll find her eventually.
That's not what I meant. You don't condemn me, even after all I've done. Why would you trust me?
Because I believe in you, and your determination, and your unwavering kindness. Thank you for being concerned of my safety.
Huh?
Oh, come on. I can read you like a book.
Fina and I are on the same wavelength. Nobody reacts like this when somebody's rough on their prisoner.
What is so goddamn funny, you ugly bastard? You're even more interesting than I thought, you know. It takes crazy willpower to hold back after unlocking the demon powers. It's pretty strange that somebody like you can control it, don't you think? Do you want to fight? Don't get me wrong. Let's just see how far this little charade gets you.
All right, man. Everybody is on to you. I still don't even know what the plan here is, Toll. Are you good or not? Toll chats with Unica's dead father by the sword. He spends the whole time apologizing. He remembers back to their final days together and laments the fact that he couldn't save Saul, Unica's dad. Remember, they both went out on that final, basically sorta suicide mission to give everyone else a head start. Toll even asks Saul to release him from his oath. Saul Tova says,
No!
then disappears. In the Devil's Corridor, we see Unica here had one too many Four Locos and took a tumble. We carry her just far enough outside so that her fucking skin doesn't melt off. Toll even leaves Unica's dad's sword here with her, despite Saul saying we could take it. We can get through the corridor just by going beast mode. He considers playing the harmonica like Rhea used to, but he doesn't have the skill to do so. Beat these guys and move on. Unica shows up and thanks us for saving her. Toll is a bit shy, saying that he did nothing of the sort, but Uni was half awake when we carried her, so she knows that Toll saved her. That's cute.
Dad told me about you. He said you carried the whole troop, the most trusted of his friends. So I'm guessing Kishgal killed him then, right?
Damn, Unica. You believe your father's word that much? Just hearing Toll's name in reference to her dad means it immediately couldn't have been him. That's so sick! For those of you really paying attention, if you're wondering how Unica got through the Devil's Corridor, considering we have the harmonica, Hugo did the same open the window thing from the last route. That's how she got through. Also, I'm proud of you for paying attention. Good job. Kadena shows up too. She teleports Una back to base and tells us that this whole evil persona we're using isn't working and nobody's buying it. Man, can't a guy just be evil around here? All right, good. Next flashback.
Fina told me you'd be here. Sorry for visiting so late.
It's okay. Nobody's getting any sleep tonight anyway.
The ritual starts bright and early tomorrow, right?
Although, I am worried, since I'm only halfway infallible.
This is such a woman moment. She remembers one compliment that Toll gave her and twists it into a negative somehow.
I didn't mean it like that. To be honest, I'm ready to take back that comment. You never seemed more infallible than you do at this moment. You are truly a woman on a mission, a goddess on high.
You'd think I'd be nervous, but I'm strangely calm and collected. Perhaps it's the harmonica.
That's some exaggeration, but I'm glad my gift was appreciated.
What? Your gift? Oh my god! Toll made the harmonica! It's Toll! Oh my god! The whole thing! The harmonica the whole time! Since the start! Toll gave her the harmonica! Oh my god! Oh! Toll gave it to her!
It's no exaggeration. A handmade harmonica forged of Claria. Forged by Zalim herself? How could you possibly afford such an item in these times?
Well, holy knights are salaried, and I've no particularly expensive hobbies.
This line was 100% written by a woman who was rubbing one out.
All I want to do is go to work and spend the money on you, Rhea. I can't think of a better use for my money in all the world.
What was that?
Oh, nothing. Just thinking out loud.
Toll then talks to Saul, Unica's dad, telling him he's thought about it and he simply can't let Saul go on this mission alone. He refuses to take no for an answer and accompanies him on what ends up being his final mission. So I guess Saul was originally going to do this suicide mission solo, but Toll insisted that he join. What a bro this guy is. All right, we're a bit into the sand area, which is where we usually encounter Rhea. I'm so nervous. Well, I guess nobody's here. I'll just kill these guys myself then. Uh-oh.
Well, that did the trick.
Oh,
It's been a long time, Toll.
it has been a while, but here you are. You saved me a great deal of time by coming.
I'm glad I found you. There's something we need to discuss. A grievance I wish to air.
Oh, what might that be? My kidnapping of your sister, surely.
No, it's about that night. You left with Saul without telling anyone. Only once the shrine had been raised did we find out. You can't imagine how much we grieved. We wondered if our whole friendship was just a lie.
That's not true. I did it because I care about you. Huh?
Wow, you actually bought all that? I'm no actress. Perhaps my audience is just gullible.
Holy shit, Rhea. Way to rip the dude's fucking gizzards out.
Perhaps it was all a lie. I'm a traitor after all. Will you accompany me now with the Black Pearl?
I won't. I can't. I can't let you die like this.
Huh?
So I was right. Your face has always been so easy to read, my dear Toll.
What nonsense are you spouting? Why would I get myself killed?
To destroy the demonic essence, I presume. But it won't work. The essence originates from the Black Pearl. Unless it's destroyed, the essence will remain. Destroying the Black Pearl would also sever your demonic bonds. It would be suicide.
Is this a game to you? Look well upon me. Look at what I've become. The Toll fact you know died that day. The man I am now is driven only by a lust for power with intent to rule.
Toll, don't do this. I know how hard it is to speak in that form. Remember what you said to me about being halfway perfect? Why don't you follow your own advice? Don't push yourself too hard.
Then why don't you tell me? Tell me how you plan on keeping the demonic essence locked up in the Pearl. The Pearl is more powerful than anyone could imagine. You and your sister have devised a scheme so drastic to seal it that you've come to this hellhole. What are you hiding?
I won't say. Not to you.
Okay, yeah, we get the silver bells, whatever. Once we seal the pearl, you will also be free of your demonic possession.
Stay your hand and leave it to us. Please, Toll.
Toll thinks it over. We know from the ending of Ys 2 that the goddesses can seal away the pearl if they use their powers to enter the big sleep, but at this point in the timeline, that hadn't ever happened yet, so nobody really knows. Toll gets suspicious about this and asks Fina. Epona is guarding Rado's annex this time. We tell her that she has a crush on Hugo. She says, "I do not!" And then she storms out. Cute. We can also open the demon door naturally because, well, you know, demon. Fina points out to Toll how strange it is that all the demons have always known where to strike the army of Ys since the beginning. How have they always been one step ahead of the knights? Doesn't that seem suspicious? Fina says that Rhea and her came to the tower without telling anyone because of the mole in their ranks. Okay, we've known about this mole for a while, that someone is on the inside of the good guys working for the demons, but I just naturally assumed like a dumbass that Toll was the mole. A Toll mole, if you will. But this info surprises Toll, and it's not Hugo because we did his route, so who the fuck is Dallas's guy on the inside? Fina fills Toll in on the plan to use the power in their wings, enter the big sleep, and seal the Black Pearl. Fina says that Rhea never told Toll because, well, you know.
Is that all? I imagined so much worse.
I see. Your eyes. You're no longer lost, are you?
I've shamed myself so much since this began. I'm done trying to carve out a niche. I've found my motivation. It might not be pretty, but I know what I must do.
Toll, please be easy on Rhea. She does have a mission, and she is a goddess. But inside, she's the same Rhea as always. This isn't easy for her either.
Take the key, tease Epona again about wanting to be a cock sleeve for our Chad magician brother, and move on. She does warn us, though, that Hugo is probably going to accept Dallas's free trial of the demon powers like a stupid asshole. We'll keep that in mind. Beat the Sandman and move on. Hugo catches up to us and asks how we got so strong. He knows the demonic powers are a part of it, but that can't be all of it. Toll and Hugo actually have a really nice moment here where they acknowledge each other's strengths and admit that they were both kind of jealous of each other. Toll admits he only lost his jealousy once he joined the Knights of Ys, and he had something real to fight for. You know, something real, or should I say something real? Get it? They agree not to fight here and move on. As Hugo leaves, Dallas shows up and offers the demon powers. He still takes them, which sucks. I really thought this cute little moment we had to make up would offset this part of the timeline. The area where everyone gets turned to stone is just empty. I guess it's because we get here first. All right, the outside part where we give Hugo the pearl, who then gives Unica the pearl. We meet Epona out here. She tells us that the Ys folks have recaptured Rado's annex and warns us again that Hugo's gonna fall to the dark side. And that's it? Okay, I guess in this timeline it just works out somehow. Hold on. Let me check on something. Okay, I look back at the footage. During that nice makeup moment between Hugo and Toll, Toll gives Hugo the pearl there instead. That's how they get it. Beat the grasshopper and then hear a voice.
You don't give up easy, do you?
Rhea.
I spoke with Fina via walkie-talkie. I guess you know the whole story now.
I do.
Then you must understand why we must do this. Please, my harmonica.
Oh, what an interesting request. So it has more than just sentimental value. Magic powers, perhaps?
Yes. A pure clarion harmonica can enhance the power of our wings when sealing away the black pearl.
Fine. But I gave you this as a token of my feelings. It was never meant to be used like this. You may be goddesses, but where it counts, we are the same. I'll never forget your smile when I gave you this. I wish I could look at it forever. If it's simply a tool now, I'd rather keep it.
Isn't that a bit hypocritical, Toll? Haven't you been planning to sacrifice yourself this whole time? Have you given the slightest amount of thought to how I feel? Do you know what you've put me through?
I have an inkling. I know my methods are pointless. I've exposed myself as a weak-willed coward. It's time to make amends. I don't intend to let any sacrifice be made in order to bring order to this chaos. Not even myself. But I can't do it alone. I need your strength. I want the two of us, everybody, to live in peace. I want the old ease back.
Toll,
I know it's selfish and unrealistic, but if you and I, and all the others and the sorcerers, if we all pool our power together, we can achieve the impossible. So please, lend me your strength.
I must admit, I misjudged you. You never cease to amaze me.
Either way, there's one certainty. I want my future to be with you.
Damn, Toll! Leave some women for the rest of us! Oh, guess what? Our little brother shows up and cockblocks us. He took the Adobe free 14-day trial from Dallas, and he blasts us and takes Rhea away. Dallas says he would finish us off here, but our little farce is so good, he wants to see how it ends. Okay, Dallas, to you and all the other bad guys in everything, stop doing this! Oh, somebody's coming? Oh, it's Priest Shion, here to heal our wounds like an absolute bro. I guess he never gave up hope.
You go on ahead. Lady Rhea needs you.
He even lets us join the good guys group chat with the walkie-talkie. We run, we dash, and we slash our way through the final area. Kishgal wants to fight. We weaken him and step aside, giving Unica Tova the rightful opportunity to kill this motherfucker! Everybody else shows up and says, "We knew you were good. Go get Rhea, champ." And we do. We run off and face off with Zava.
Well, if it isn't the pitiful former companion of mine. I always knew you were going to betray us.
Not now, bitch! Step aside! I gotta save my girl! Hugo wants to fight, and during the fight, Epona comes in and says,
"Stop being a demon and use my body instead."
And Hugo says, "Okay," and he gives us Rhea's ring, and we run ahead up the final climb of the tower, at last, up against Dallas in the tower. We use our own demon form in an effort to break the seal. Rhea tells us to use the ring we just got from Hugo and put it on. Suddenly, we gain the power of the demonic and the goddesses, enough to shatter Dallas's seal. Dallas puts up his usual fight, but he's simply no match for Toll Fact. Holy shit. We actually did it? Dallas is backed into a corner. He figures if he can't have the Black Pearl, nobody can, as he focuses his power just to destabilize it.
No, you mustn't. Its power will destroy you too.
I know that all too well, but if the power can't be mine, then it shall be destroyed by my hand. I'm afraid that doesn't work for me. When a puppet cuts its strings, all that happens is it falls down.
Oh my god, who was that?
What?
It's good to see you again, Lady Rhea. I must confess that when you disappeared without telling me, I was quite worried. Your silence is unnecessary. I have ever been your faithful servant. If my actions displease you, feel free to speak ill of me.
Wait just a moment. Father, why are you here? Father? Oh my god! That's it! That's it! Oh my god! It was the dad! Dad! It was the dad! Why would you pick now, of all times, to make your entrance?
So it was you. I had my suspicions.
It was I who told the outsiders of the demonic essence. Once I realized one could take perfect form with its power, everything fell into place. But to even have the slightest suspicion, you are as sharp as ever, Lady Rhea.
This is Toll's father, Kane, who you might know as Dark Fact. He even tells Dallas that when he becomes the perfect human, Dallas can be his slave. How generous.
Somebody, please, help me!
Kane even tells us that the only reason Toll lived and Unica's dad died was because he ordered it. He wanted to see his son keep going. You know, see if he had the true potential to join him here. Kane's power is too much for the two of us. But, as expected of good team members, they show up.
Toll, I believe this belongs to you.
Received the Silver Sword? Oh!
I'm no longer under your control. I'm doing what a leader should do, ensuring a future for ease.
Here we go. The final fight. Even looking at this footage makes me sick. So I'm just gonna look away. Keep in mind, it's hard as shit. That's all you need to know. Kane might be one of the 6 priests of Ys. He might be ranked higher than all of us. He might have had the perfect plan and might even be the proper usurper of the world's power. But he forgot the one rule. You need to keep your hands off my bitch! The battle is done. The demonic essence and the pearl fused as one, out in the open. This is their only chance.
Are you ready, Fina? Ready?
No, don't. If you use your power here, you'll both...
Toll, I'm so sorry, but thank you. When you said you wanted your future to be with me, it's the happiest I'd ever been. Because of you, I'm sure we'll have nothing but sweet dreams.
Stop! Stop! No! Stop!
Well, that's it. The rest progresses as normal. Rhea and Fina have sealed away the pearl until the events of Ys 1. And Toll and Hugo's father, Kane Fact, is the one we battle at the end of Ys 1. He was sealed away with the pearl. But in this timeline, everybody gets their girl. Epona and Hugo, Roy and Unica. Everything's as it should be. For those of you who have been sickeningly paying attention, don't worry. As a final lore connector, Toll leaves his trusted silver sword with the Rhoda tree. You know, should a new hero ever need it in the future. Thank you for joining me on this long-ass adventure. I suppose we can continue on another day. Personally, I'm excited to see where we end up. And if you join in, that would be cool too. Thanks for watching.